Get out to Lake Martin. Takahiro Omori barely passed the halfway point in this tournament, and he's already got 42 pounds unofficially, according to Bass Track. What kind of a pace is that setting? Going to be a record setting in the mind of most people when you talk about tournaments of this size on Lake Martin, no matter what time of year it is. Man, just a blistering pace. Of course, now the morning's where he does his damage. You have to factor that in.
You know, and interestingly enough, I think this is the longest that he has stayed in that spot. Definitely.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'll tell you something, that if you really look at the difference, I guess if there is a difference today compared to the first 2 days of the tournament, a lot more spotted bass in that area today compared to the first 2 days, where the predominant amount, what he caught, at least what he caught on camera, was better quality largemouth right there.
A lot of the folks we talk to say, you know, the largemouth get picked off way before the spotted bass do here on Lake Martin. That's just the way a tournament, the arc of a tournament goes.
It's not fresh fishes, all the can, everything. It's so pretty.
Doc has definitely found the magic spot, catches one, and there's another one moves up to take its place. That's what you're looking for as a tournament angler.
He's caught fish he's lost. He's caught crankbaits he's lost. He's pretty much cleaned up on that one cast spot. And if you're just tuning in to Bassmaster Live and you were not with us yesterday, Takahiro Omori, your tournament leader, fishing this area generally for about an hour to an hour and a half each morning, then trying some way, shape, or form to expand on it. Yesterday, he was only able to expand one cull for 5.5 hours.
Got a little brutal after a while, but man, when you do that much damage early.
Good spot right there, man.
He said it was 5 hours between bites.
Yee.
And most of those bites, am I wrong? Are they coming in like 3 feet or less of
less
water?
than that.
More
Yeah,
like
the-
18 inches.
The
Big
top of
spots
that
and
mud
18
bar,
inches of water.
The top of that mud bar was 2 feet of water. It could actually be a little bit shallower. Ronnie and Such were talking. If you look at that stick right on the other side of Takahiro, it looks like it's actually dropped a couple inches. So that water actually probably is about 1.5 feet on top of it, but it's just...
Folks at home, welcome to IKE Live. We are still celebrating the Philadelphia Eagles World Championships right here, buddy. But welcome to the show. As you can tell, Mike is not in studio, but he will be Skyping in with the brand new Molex Pro staff. They're going to be Skyping in live from Alabama, going to be talking about Lake Martin, going to be talking about all the things that happened down there. The amazing win by Takahiro Omori, getting number 7, jacking them on a square bill crankbait. Can't wait to find out the details, how all those guys did. And we're going to be talking about all that stuff coming up real soon, and a lot of great stuff coming up on the show. And the IKE Live show is brought to you by Mystery Tackle Box. It's Christmas every month. If you don't have Mystery Tackle Box, you got to get it. It's so much fun. Me and my son love it. Everybody gets it, loves it. Use the promo code IKE Live, and you will get 50% off your Pro Box. That's only $12.50 for a Pro Box. That's got all the good stuff. You definitely want that, so definitely try out Mystery Tackle Box. Use the promo code IKE Live. And we also have Liquid Mayhem, brought to you by Liquid Mayhem. A great scent. We're coming through the cold water season. I saw down there at the Lake Martin tournament, I saw even T.O. spraying stuff on his crankbaits. Out, the importance of scent is key this time of year. We love Liquid Mayhem, and it's 25% off everything on their site using the promo code IKELive25. We're also brought to you by
Real Snot. Talking about T.O., he also smothered his crankbaits in Real Snot. Just smothered everything in Real Snot. Look, go to the site, guys. IKELive25. They'll give $1 to the Ike Foundation for every single tube you buy. All right, let's support the show. Let's support T.O. catching more fish, spraying his stuff with Real Snot. All right.
Yeah, and you know, this is what makes it valuable to you guys. We got so many discount codes that you guys can take advantage of. We want you guys to do that, including we're going to be giving away a TH Marine Atlas jack plate every 10 minutes tonight, right, Brian?
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. No, that might not be happening. That's written here, but
yeah, you're
but
right.
hey, what we are going to be celebrating is TH Marines. They're behind the new one-on-one at Bass Zone. We're going to be talking all about that new live show that's coming up Monday. So you guys, Mark Jeffries is going to be here talking about that. That's backed by TH Marine. So you definitely want to check that out. And the Bass University is going on right now. Hey, you guys that were down there watching the Alabama tournament, we want to see you guys coming up to Gadsden, Alabama. We're going to be there this weekend for a Bass University Live. We've got an amazing group of speakers. You can find all the details at thebassuniversity.com. If you can't make it to the show, use the promo code TRYBU. You get 10 days free of Bass University TV.
Wow.
You get to check it all out. We have over 300 instructional seminars. And if you subscribe annually, it's a better deal. You actually get 2 months free. So check that out at the Bass University.
Well, hey guys, with spring coming up, it's time to get some new boxes. Get rid of your old stuff. Get the new boxes. Go to Flambeau's site. Type in promo code Ike Live and get 20% off. 20% off.
Everything.
Right? Everything on the site.
Everything. Even the hunting decoys.
Oh, really?
That's what Mike said.
There you go, guys. I mean, October's not far away, right? Get the ducks now. For us to run over when we're not paying attention.
Got to restock for next year. We're also brought to you by Line Cutters, an amazing tool. We usually have them sitting around. Oh, we do have them sitting right down here on the table. The Line Cutters cuts line like butter. It's an amazing tool. Can be so helpful when you're fishing and all your fishing activities. You're always hunting around for that pair of scissors, pair of pliers. Line Cutters is an absolute amazing tool, and we got a great promo code for them too. Ike Live Rules 20. That's 20% off all Line Cutters products. So definitely want to check that out. Get yourself a pair of Line Cutters.
Next one, guys, Hobie Kayak. One I'm excited to talk about. I don't really care about you bass boaters anymore. I care about you kayak guys. All right, I'm your kayak guy on this show. All right, feel free. Listen, check out the new Mirage Compass. It's pretty tight. Test drove one. No, actually, test drove a Mirage, not the Compass. I'm pretty sure it's good. But definitely go to your local Hobie Kayak dealer. If you're going to get one, let them know that, you watched the show, you heard us talking about it. All right, reciprocal here,
You know what I'm saying?
Are you going to be competing out of a kayak?
Oh, yeah.
At the Ike Foundation Derby this year?
I'll be about a month. I'll be floating around in one. As soon as the ice melts off of everything, which day like today, it's like 61 degrees here today.
Man, it's so nice
It's
out.
getting close, man.
It'd be amazing fishing around here right now. We didn't get a chance to do it today. But I want to go back to Real Snot, and I want to mention that if you use the Ike Live 25 code, you not only get 25% off, but they're going to donate $1 to the Ike Foundation every time you use that code. Which is key. That gets rods and reels into kids' hands, and that puts scholarships in the kids' hands that are going to be going to school, that have represented themselves well with environmental causes in the world of fishing. So
there's a good chance, guys.
That
Pretty much every one of the sponsors, if you put Ike Live in the promo code, you're going to get something. See, I get the special education notes. I get the notes that they don't rely on me giving this stuff. Pete's got the more in-depth ones. I didn't know that when I did the Real Snot. You get 25% off.
That's all right. We got your back, brother.
But what I do know is Tackle Warehouse, right? If you tell someone about it, and then they put in the Ike Live promo, you're going to get free shipping over $50. Now, whether that's accurate, can you verify that on your notes, please?
I cannot confirm or deny what Dave just said. But absolutely, you're going to get free shipping on things over $50. So amazing. Tackle Warehouse, everybody uses it. I don't care who you are. They're the best. It's the simplest way to shop and get all the stuff that you need when you need it. Dependable stuff, especially when you need that stuff overnight.
I've been with them since 2004, dude.
Is that right?
So I would say 8 out of 10 things I buy, if I'm getting it online, I'm getting it through them.
Man, they dominate. They dominate over there. And little known fact, they also have Tennis Warehouse, which is one of the family of companies that they have. And I use those. I shop there a lot. Best shoes to fish out of. Best shoes in the world to fish out of.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
It's true. Tennis shoes, man. They're great, man. They give you that lateral and vertical support. They're amazing in their wave action when you're on the boat trying to land those fish. It's a big deal. Everybody fishes out of flip-flops. It's the worst shoe in the world to try to land a fish in, guy.
I don't fish out of flip-flops. That's fruity. Anyone over 30 years old shouldn't be wearing flip-flops, period.
Or visors.
Unless you're walking to the beach.
Right.
You'll be wearing flip-flops. What's wrong with you?
So we got Mike coming up.
We got Mike coming up. We got a lot of great stuff. We're going to be talking with Mark Jeffries for one-on-one. We're going to be talking Lake Martin. We've got a lot of amazing stuff coming up on Ike Live. We're going to be right back in just a few minutes.
Warning! The following live webcast might contain content that some people find crude, vulgar, or objectionable. When watching this program, please make sure the room is well lit and do not sit too close to the screen. If you're uptight, easily offended, or lacking a sense of humor, please stop watching right now and leave the internet. Now it's time for IKE Live.
What is this foolishness?
How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best.
Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a great show lined up tonight. It's going to be a lot of great stuff. Mike's going to be Skyping in, like I said a little bit earlier, so hang in there for that. We're going to have a lot of great giveaways tonight, don't we, Brian? We giving stuff away? No? We're going
to have one. We're going to have one good one. Yeah.
All right. We'll hang in there for
No, we know. It's the thing we talked about on the phone. Oh, okay.
Well, we always give away something here. So
we'll give them that bucket right there of stuff.
Hang in there for that, and there's a good chance that if we give it away on the show, you could possibly receive it sometime this year. 50-50. But we'd like to thank, the police and the EMT for all the great work that you do. I want to give a little shout out to the Heart Foundation. My son's raising some money to raise awareness for that epidemic that we have in the country. I know everybody heard the story about my father having a heart attack in the swimming pool and how that all laid out. So I want to bring some awareness to that, and I want to invite everybody to learn CPR. Man, it takes 2 seconds and you can save a life, and you don't even have to do mouth to mouth anymore, Dave, because I know that scares everybody.
You threw me off with the Heart Foundation. I thought we were talking about the Mouth of the South and Jimmy and Owen, the Hitman Hart, Bret the Hitman Hart, and I thought we were talking about wrestling for a second. Sorry.
That's a different foundation. But I want to thank everybody, again, police, EMT, and the military. We want to give a big shout out to everybody. And Dave, we've had a lot of great people that we've been involved with that have served our country, that are protecting us all over the world, that are allowing us to have the freedoms that we have now. And we had a really tragic thing that happened to one of our viewers who was a military guy and a big fan of the show. Marco, how do you say his last name, Brian? Aliers, Marco. Hey, man, we are with you. I know, you along with some of other guys on your team, suffered some heavy duty burns. You've been recovering. We've been thinking about you. We are with you. We're so excited that you listen to us, and it's helping maybe bring a smile to your face. That makes us feel amazing, and we're happy to do that. So excited that you picked up the sport of fishing. That's helping in your recovery.
Yeah, but, to give people background on that, so Marco was shot in 2010, and right around that time he started bass fishing. Mm-hmm. And many years later was involved in an overturned Humvee accident where him and a bunch of his guys got burned up real bad. And he's in recovery now, and his wife sent the show a real long email explaining how much he likes the show. And thank you very much for that. Those words that your wife and you expressed don't go unnoticed and unappreciated.
And we wish you all the best, man. Quick recovery. Get out there, and we hope you're out there fishing real soon. I know you're down in Texas, so the weather's nice down there this time of year. So we're hoping that you're able to get out and help with your rehab, getting out there and doing a little bit of fishing. So. Best of luck, Marco. Thanks for watching, buddy.
And also, we're gonna have Marco on the show when Mike's back in studio. We'll have Mike and Marco talk about some things, and when Mike's back in.
Yep, looking forward to that.
Yep.
Very, very good. Well, we got a great show tonight, guys. Man, like I said, Mike's calling in with all of the new team Molix. Of course, Carl Jacobson's on the team, but he's not going to be there tonight. We got Brandon Polinick, fresh off his AOY. Justin Lucas, who had a great tournament down there at Lake Martin, and James Elam, all new to Team Molix, as well as Mike. Mike had a pretty strong tournament coming out of the gate. Great warm-up down there at Lake Martin, guys getting ready for the Classic. And looking forward to talking to those guys toward the second part of the show. And we've got Mark Jeffries from Bass Zone fame. And I think we're going to have Mark talking here tonight, as well as probably Jark Meffries is probably going to be here tonight. Is that true?
Hold your horses. Hold your horses. I'll be talking once Mark's on the show. Sorry.
Are we going to have you both on at the same time?
That's affirmative.
All right. Well, Mark's alter ego will be here. But Mark has got an amazing new product, which some of you may have seen. I was fortunate enough to see the pilot episode, where it's really cool. It's one-on-one live competition by some of the world's great anglers, some of the world's greatest anglers, and the really he's rolling out his first show is going to be tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Let's let him talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, man. This is going to be really cool. This is next level stuff that he's created.
It is really cool, man. It's live, one-on-one competition, and he's going to talk all about it. And I think on the first show, it's Wesley Strader and Gerald Swindle are going to be going at it. The two biggest motor mouths that we have on the tournament trail.
Strader?
Strader's right there. He can go toe-to-toe with G.
Is that right?
Any day of the week, man. They're funny.
What do you communicate with him telepathically? Because he didn't say anything.
I'm telling you, they say a lot, and you can't understand anything. You know.
We got Mark coming up right now, Pete.
Oh, outstanding.
So, just giving you the heads up.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to talking to him. And we got Mikey Balls, the winner of the uploaded fishing contest. He won a boat.
Wow.
Isn't that right, BTC? He won an entire fully rigged bass boat.
That's right.
For the uploaded fishing contest. We're looking forward to talking to him, seeing how that's going. And of course, we're going to relive Lake Martin, and we're going to take every opportunity that we can as we're reliving Lake Martin to remind everybody that I won the Lake Martin 1999 Bassmaster.
Wow.
Invitation. So.
Mind you, like people still had brick cell phones back then, dude. Like the big Motorola's with the antenna you pulled up.
Dude, I don't think we had cell phones back then.
No, 99 definitely. Like that's right.
That's right when
everyone started like chirping each other, and you know what I mean.
I didn't have that.
Yeah, Nextel, exactly.
I didn't have that, man. I had a handheld GPS back then. We had next to nothing.
Were you even alive, Eric?
I think I was just out of the womb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fresh out the womb.
All right. That's awesome. He wasn't even alive, dude.
That says a lot, man. That says a lot. And I want to give a shout out to Mark Zona and the crew, and Ronnie Moore at Bassmaster Live. They talked a little bit about my win, gave me some love on the show. Appreciate that. And,
what are they trying to get? Some Bass U subscriptions or something? Like why they greasing the wheel on you?
There may be an ulterior motive. I don't know, but I'm glad they mentioned it.
Dude, Talk killed it, bro. I clicked it on. They were like fishing for a few minutes, and he had hit a limit.
I can't wait to dive. I can't wait to dive into that, because that was such an unusual incident that happened, and it was an amazing win, and we want to congratulate him on that. But I see up there the innovator. The innovator of IKE Live, the innovator of so many things, and he is with us via Skype. The Bass Zone man, and he's going to talk to us about this one-on-one. There he is, the great Mark Jeffries. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing well. How are you guys? Is the party still continuing?
At my house, it is, man. I'm still celebrating, man. Me and Jake just went out and got some new Eagles gear. Yesterday. We're here still celebrating the Super Bowl champion.
Mark, I'm so sick of it. Let me tell you something. Last night I'm out at the bar last night. It's a place called Pinsetters, and actually for the first time since the Eagles won, I had a smile put on my face. They put on the fight song, and I guess everyone's burned out with it, because it was just like no one did the stupid spelling the Eagles name out. It was awesome, dude, because I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for them. No one did it, dude. Everyone was burned out. I think that it might have run its course, the motivation and the excitement, man.
Wow. How are you doing, Dave?
Well, I'm doing excellent. Thanks for asking.
I'm a nice guy.
No,
I saw Pete. What, 2 weeks ago? Was that 2 weeks ago, Pete?
Yeah, you were down in Tulsa. We broadcast Bass University live via Mark Jeffries with all your latest and greatest technology. But it was great to see you down there.
Yeah, really excited about this thing tomorrow. Appreciate you letting me come on and talk about it. Guys, I'm going to tell you, if we pull this thing off, I told Brian the carpenter, I said, you know what, man, it's either going to be the penthouse or the outhouse, because we have spent so much time trying to get this thing dialed in and fine tune it. And we've tested it multiple times. We've done so much testing that I'm sick of testing. We actually did testing yesterday and today. Testing. I'm tired of it. I'm ready to get this thing started. Two guys that hopefully, they've had a ton of rain down there, obviously, with the Lake Martin event. This event is going to take place about 60 miles north of there on Lake Logan Martin in a very defined area on part of the Coosa River chain on Lake Logan Martin. And it's going to be Gerald Swindle going up against Wesley Strader in a very defined area. And it's going to be muddy. It's going to be a little cold. It's going to be cloudy. We might even see a raindrop or two. But as Swindle said in his promo, you're going to see the good and the bad and the ugly. So we'll see what happens in two 90-minute halves on who's going to end up the winner in this. What I believe, and Brian and I were talking, from an independent standpoint, this is really the first time a full-blown, produced, one-on-one match is going to take place live on the internet.
Well, it's awesome. So these guys are going head-to-head. How is this? How does this work? I mean, they're going toe-to-toe. Are you keeping? Is it a best five? Is it total weight? How does it work?
Here's the format. They're going to show up at a specific ramp at 8 a.m. They have the option to practice for 90 minutes. If you want to practice for 90 minutes,
okay,
go ahead, get after it. So for 90 minutes, they go out, they practice. At 9:30, they have to meet back up at the ramp that they have put in at. And then our two camera guys, the Grasshopper, Matt Pangrack, and Dave Rush, will be there. They will meet. Then starting at 10 a.m., myself and Gary Judici will be in studio. We'll kind of set everything up. Then at 10:15, boom, they have 90 minutes, one half of action, 90 minutes to catch as many fish as they can, MLF style, 1 pound or greater. All right?
Okay.
It's got to be 1 pound. No need to measure. It's just, boom, you weigh them on the scales. We have the MLF scales. Weigh them on the scales. If it's more than a pound or exactly 1 pound, it's going to count. So 2 halves of 90 minutes, total weight over those 2 halves, and we declare a winner.
So is Matt going to more or less be a marshal and an on-the-water correspondent type deal, or how's that going to work?
He is camera guy. Let's say I think Matt is going to be with Swindle. So when Swindle catches a fish, he puts it on the clip, he weighs it, he shows the weight to the camera.
Gotcha.
And then we mark it. So if he catches like a 4-pounder and it says 4.00, okay, 4.00, boom, it goes up on the scoreboard. The viewers are going to be able to see the scoreboard as things take place, as the weight is added. And then they will also, just like any other professional game, they're going to see the clock. The clock will be visible on how much time is left in each half. The other thing is, too, both guys are going to know how much weight they have.
Okay.
All right.
Well, see, I was just going to ask you that because that's the part that I've like when they first did the Texas Bass Classic, they did that. And every time somebody caught a fish, you would get a beep and a weight would pop up and you'd know how much they were catching. And I wanted to throw that and the marshal out of the boat because it jacked the pressure up on me so much as an angler, that it just jacked up the pressure. So, I was wondering if you guys were going to go with that format because I think from a viewer's perspective, it's amazing because the pressure is on. From an angler's perspective, man, it makes the pressure times 10. It makes you so mad. You're not catching them, and Gerald's out there. There's another 2-pounder. There's another 2-pounder. It really jacks it up on you.
Well, the intriguing factor, there's a lot of things that are going to take place tomorrow, but from a fishing standpoint, the guys, they haven't been on the lake. They're going to get 90 minutes to see if they can find a pattern, find something. There's been a ton of rain in that area. The lake is down already. A lot of the docks in the area that we're going to go out of, in the area that we've defined, are out of the water. So fans are going to be able to really see how quickly that both of these guys can put a pattern together in a early pre-spawn pattern on the river. And, you know, that's kind of the challenge. That's kind of the concept of let's see who can put something together the quickest with really no practice, no pregame, you know, hype or whatever. They're just going to go out there, see what they can find in 90 minutes, and then fish for 3 hours. And then can you imagine what the trash talking is going to be like when this thing's over?
Well, better than that, where I see you going with this, what I see this opening up is, and I know you're a huge basketball guy, and I know how you are with the brackets and everything. I see this going like the way a wrestling or a basketball type bracket format would go, where it's head-to-head and you get your eventual champion. I just think that I'm excited about that. I think that's the way we need to go.
The cool thing, guys, this is the first one that we're doing. We have 6 more that are going to take place throughout 2018. And it was interesting to see that there were guys on Swindle's Facebook page that were already calling out people for him to go up against. Right. And one of them was this man right here. Can you see who that is?
Dr. Watts.
Mr. James Watson. And this match is going to be very, very interesting because Swindle said, hey, look, dude. He called Watson out on BTL and said, look, it's going to be me against you for whatever you have inside your boat. Tackle versus tackle. All right, so that's going to be one of the events that's up and coming for 2018. We do have 5 others than those 2 events scheduled, one being the next one will take place in April on a lake in Oklahoma. It's going to be Jason Christie going up against Brent Ayler. So very excited about that. Mr. Hackney is going to be involved in Texas. He's going to go up against who is he going up against? Seth Fighter in Texas.
Okay.
So and then a couple more matches that we're going to announce later in the year. But you know, right now, man, if everything just goes well, guys, you have no idea. I don't get stressed out that often. I get mad and I get upset. But I don't think I'm going to sleep too much tonight because there is so much that goes into trying to do live stuff from the water. And I've said this not only on my show, but I've said it on IKE Live too. People have no idea how difficult in everything that both Bass and FLW do, and even Mark Zona with Zona Live, to be able to pull the live factor off from the water, because it takes a tremendous amount of resources, both financial and staffing, to be able to do this. So, man, if we just get through tomorrow and everybody enjoys kind of an independent perspective at looking at live stuff on the water, then it's been a success and we can build upon. One important factor, and please, folks, we actually did this with 2 guys already here in Oklahoma to, once again, do more testing. But we're going to have an instant feedback, just like what you have going on right now. We're going to have that on. We're going to try and monitor that while I'm doing everything else. And then the second thing is we want people's feedback. So there will be a link to a form where you can actually go in and say, hey, man, you did this right. Hey, man, you need to fix this. Hey, man, you know, this is a piece of crap. You know, what the hell are you doing? Whatever, good, bad, ugly, great, it doesn't matter. We want to hear back from the people.
No, you don't.
So we'll see where this goes, Dave.
Yeah, but all your viewers are nice. The ones that watch this show, the wretches that watch this show, they're the ones that'll send in those nasty messages. You guys are all gentlemen. I watch your boards.
I'm pretty calloused on a lot of that stuff, so we'll see. I just hope tomorrow goes well. I looked at the forecast. The rain is supposed to end around midnight. So please keep your fingers crossed because cameras and rain just do not mix.
Yeah.
I think they lost one today.
Yeah, TOs went down for a little while today. They had to jumpstart that because of the rain.
Mark, how
so hard.
One thing we haven't mentioned yet, how can people watch this and what time can they start watching it?
All right. Good point, Dave. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, We're going to kick things off with about a 10-minute pregame show. Myself and Gary Judici will be in studio, and then we will go live to the water right around 10:10, 10:15 a.m. The clock will start, and the guys will get after it for 2 90-minute halves.
May I make a suggestion for both Strader and Gerald? You might want to consider a red crawl square bill crankbait.
And how about some subtitles for us Yankees?
That's probably a good choice there, Pete. Probably a good choice. Hey, I got to give props to Brian the Carpenter. Guys, you were right on time tonight.
I was just going to say, if you're worried about your live broadcast, you should have given us a call. We are perfect every single time we get out on the air.
Hey, did you push record? You notice all of them the recording?
Probably
He's
not.
got it dialed in, man. B to the C is making. Hey, you know what it is? It's the guy that's sitting next to him.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Eric the Carpenter.
Thank you.
But nobody can hear you.
Hey,
And no one could hear me. Yep.
kudos. Our track record has been much better. Bass University Live, Ike Live, we've been getting off on time. It's been amazing. Well done, BTC.
well,
Andy, done.
Well, let's be honest. Mark changed up how we do this, too. It starts with Mark. It always does. But no, he redid the whole way we work this, and now that we're broadcasting through YouTube, it's really simplified and streamlined things.
Let's not get carried away here. Jark has a lot to do with this also. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Dave, real quick, I have to ask, man, have you been keeping up on the wrestling?
Yeah, man. You were talking about Ohio State, Penn State? Is that what you're going to talk about?
No.
What?
No. Professional wrestling.
No, not at all, man.
Not at all. Zero.
Absolutely none. Sorry.
We're collegiate wrestling fans over here.
And so am I. Mark. It's Jark. How you doing, buddy?
I was wondering if he was going to make an
Oh,
appearance.
he's here.
Would you like to be a commentary?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do a cameo. I know when I came up with this idea for this. When did you come up with it?
Very, very funny.
See, for me, it was when I was watching Happy Days. Fonzie and Pinky Tuscadero were going up against the Malachi brothers, and I thought it'd be a great idea to have teams go against each other one-on-one format.
Yeah, you were back there when Fonzie tried to jump, 3 cars or 4 cars or whatever. Then you tried to live stream that. Isn't that what you did, Dave?
No, I live streamed the shark jump. That was the end of my career. Then I started talking about bass fishing.
Eric, Happy Days was a sitcom that took place on a major network a long time ago.
Thank you, Mark, for making this. Every time I watch your show, I get a good feeling. Same feeling I got the time I watched Cliff Huxtable teach Theo Huxtable how to shave. All warm inside. Thank you.
And you haven't been upset lately, though, Jark. What is the deal?
I'm happy. We got a lot of good stuff going on. What's to be sad about? Banks fat? Belly fat? Women fat?
Oh, jeez.
Hey, well, I tell you, Mark, I'm looking forward to it. I know Jark is too, but I love watching the live competition. There's just something about it. I mean, a lot of guys, like you'll see, they talk about the fish catches and how exciting that is, and it's awesome, right? But being a fan of the sport, I love it when there's a struggle. I love it when you watch these guys getting spun out. You saw it down at Lake Martin, this deep bite's not happening. What am I going to do? What's plan B? Or, this area, I watched Andy Montgomery talk about how these fish are not replenishing. He's got to find the new water. And he's developing that stuff. It's happening in real time, figuring out right in front of us, watching guys fold, watching them collapse. And the pressure just causes them to fold.
But think about it under Mark's format. They're going to have less than half the time to make their adjustments.
That's right.
They're not going to be able to wait things out and hope that it turns for the best.
And to me, I love that. I think that's huge, man. It's better than as good as the fish catches.
Dave, Pete, I want to tell you this. I'm going to go on the record right here on Ike Live. Hopefully, I will be the first one to say this publicly. My goal with this is my goal. All right, I'm being really open. When I go to ICAST this year, I'm going to have a proposal because the guys that make this thing happen, the professional anglers, they're the reason that I'm able to do this and what I've done for the past 25 years. My goal is to go to ICAST and actually turn into, call me what you want, the Dana White, all right, or the Don King of professional bass fishing. I want to set up a grudge match where somebody actually goes head-to-head for 3 hours, one-on-one live, for $25,000. That's my goal.
Woo! I like it.
Awesome.
That is my goal. All
I
right.
like
It's
it.
never been done. We haven't had, a one-on-one scenario where it was live on the internet. And then let's see how much pressure and how intense these guys get when they're going for winner take all, 25 grand on the line. Hopefully I can make that happen this year at ICAST.
You know what KVD calls that? A pay cut.
Yeah, even if he wins, right, Dave? Even if he wins.
That's a pay cut, man.
He'll
That's a
start
pay
his
cut.
truck for that.
Yeah, you're
All right, real quick, tomorrow, last thing, basszone.com, www.basszone.com. There's a banner at the top of the page. Just click on that banner. It's going to take you right to the live page, and we're going to kick it off 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, Monday, February 12th. And it's all brought to you by TH Marine. Good folks there, Gene Eisenman, and everybody there has been very, very supportive of this whole concept and idea. And, guys, hopefully we pull it off tomorrow.
looking forward to it.
Man, I wish you the best of luck. I know you're going to do it. I mean, you can solve all these problems. I think it's a great little format. It's going to be exciting to watch. I don't recommend that you guys sit at your desk and watch this while you're working, but we know that's exactly what everybody's going to do.
Hey, we need to set up maybe show versus show a couple years down the road once this thing's up and running.
I would like that. We need to do that.
No, we need a Mark
Absolutely.
Jeffries versus Jark Meffries. That's what we need. Come on. That's the one we need to see.
I'll take the challenge. Only if Pangrak starts doing some squats. His tushy's looking a little soft lately.
Hey, Dave, somebody made the suggestion that you and I should team up at the Ike Foundation tournament.
Yeah, I'd fish with you out on the river. I'll put you on all the stuff. Bump Brian right out of all the spots.
You guys, I think,
I got to be in a kayak though, my friend. I'm a kayaker now.
I think you guys should both fish out of the same kayak. That'd be fun.
that would be called a submarine.
That would be called a submarine.
My ass in a kayak. No way.
No, don't. Now listen to me. Don't hate it. I'm telling you, you got to try one out, dude. It's a whole. It's easy to sit there. You got to try it.
It's not me. Do you know how big I am? 6'4", 240 pounds. Are you kidding me?
Do you know how big I was when I was in that kayak? I was 270. All right. Do you think because you're 2 inches taller, the kayak's going to sink? And you're 30 pounds lighter.
I'll be able to get out if I ever got in one.
You roll out.
Whatever.
Thank you for that image, Dave.
You roll out.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Pete. Dave, great seeing you again. Brian.
You too, buddy.
Awesome night, man. Keep it going.
Hey, tear it up. Best of luck. We'll all be watching, buddy.
Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Here.
All right, everybody, go check out. It's 10 a.m. on Bass Zone. We're all going to be watching one-on-one with Mark Jeffries. You know what I forgot to ask him.
What?
Maybe we'll ask everybody in this room. Let's pick a winner. Who wins that? Wesley Strader
on
and G.
Logan Martin. I'm going Strader.
I
Look
don't
at
know
where Strader does well at.
I don't know. I didn't see how each of them did down at the Lake Martin tournament. I'd like to go look at those standings.
I think Strader finished higher.
Strader finished higher
I
than
believe
G.
so. I think he had a good finish, yeah.
See, they're both really good on their feet, but I like G because that's the way he fishes, man. He just junk fishes, and this is well suited for that style. Picking G.
But you look at the places where Strader's done well at, and it fits the style.
I'll be honest, I'm in it for the trash
I was
talk.
just going to say, who do you think's going to win the trash talk?
Trash
Who do
talk.
you think's going to win that match?
I mean, Swindle's a champion. I mean, how do you go against Swindle?
Well, I think Wesley is definitely the underdog, but this is the year of the underdog. So
Yeah, let's not get carried away with the underdog, with the dog face and all that.
I'll get
Chasing
carried
the
away
Matty
with
Ice.
whatever I like to get carried away with.
That's right, Pete.
Bring back football to your house. Well, I think Strader is a formidable trash talker. Be interesting to see how that goes. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that.
Yep.
Faux show.
We should have a separate judge to judge who wins the trash talk. I'll put my hat in for that job.
Yeah, the people judge that.
Ding ding ding.
That should be a next topic of the next Like Live. That's what we'll talk
Who
about.
won the trash
we'll talk
talk?
about who won the tournament. We'll talk about who won the trash talk.
Exactly.
Who won
That's
the
what I'm in it
tournament?
for.
That's Bass U who won the tournament. We don't.
That's
care
right.
about that.
Could you guys see where this is headed, though, man? Like, especially because with Mark being a huge basketball guy, right? And basketball guys are all about those brackets. Imagine if it went away from 150 guys just launching, and it went down to a smaller controlled group where it was bracketed out like a wrestling match.
It's better for the
And then you
viewership.
and then your seating's based off your last performance.
I wonder if they're going to be able to hear each other. We didn't ask Mark that. Because that's when the trash talk really matters, if they can start hearing each other.
Yeah.
That would be something.
Yeah.
Oh man, damn it.
You're welcome, Mark. That's your next.
that'd
that
be the
and net
next show.
girls.
Net
Net girls.
But they don't have nets.
net girls.
They got to lip them.
They got a hand land them.
They got to lip them.
Crankbaits and
Yeah,
all.
they got to lip them.
Okay.
That's funny.
What are they wearing while they're performing?
Hey.
Cold weather gear, just like the NFL cheerleaders. You know, they get the cold weather pants.
All right,
pants.
All right, there you go, Mark. Couple new ideas.
So how about talk, dude? How about that?
Yeah.
Who watched?
I mean, I couldn't stop watching. Of course, you had to tune in early to catch it because it was happening so damn fast. He just rolled up on the spot. What we're talking about, obviously, is the Lake Martin Bassmaster Elite, the first tournament of the year. A great friend of the show, great friend. I've known T.O. forever. Wins his sixth Bassmaster event down there on Lake Martin this year, and what an amazing win. And you know what was unique about it, Dave, is it was one of those rare ones that was won off a spot.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's next to impossible to do these days.
I mean, he's won a classic that way.
Well, he won the classic fishing off of those trees, but this was one. He caught all his fish off one spot.
He was going back and forth to that spot.
And you know what happens is there's so many guys in the tournament. There's 100 guys. Everybody finds this stuff.
Yeah.
And he went into water that you would recommend never going into, which is cold, muddy water. Right? That's like the taboo, right? The rest of the lake's in the mid 50s. He's running up the river in 49, 48 degree water that's freshly stained and where everybody left. Like who was talking about it? I was watching on the show. Somebody was saying there was the full size trees were floating down the river.
Oh man!
And they bailed on it, right? And that's what everybody did. That's how T.O. got so fortunate that he could fish this by himself, because the guys went up there early in practice and they bailed on it. And he got up there at the right time, found these fish, and just masterfully played them out.
I wonder if it was old knowledge that he had before and he just had faith in that old knowledge, or if it was something he found during this practice in those absolutely horrible conditions.
That's a good question that only maybe he can answer. I'd like to get him on an interview maybe on this show or Bass Live and talk to him about it, because, man, I don't know. But he was there every morning inside of an hour. He had his limit.
Yeah.
And then he left. That he never even came back.
Wow.
On the videos that I watched, he may have come back late. I never saw it on the video. He'd fish for an hour and a half and leave.
I clicked on and it was so early. I'm like, am I looking at yesterday's results? Like I didn't realize, making sure it was today's results. Like he had a limit like almost immediately, dude.
Almost immediately.
You know what's cool about him? He's not a guy you get sick of rooting for too. Like he's not a guy you get sick of seeing win. Like he's just such a good dude, man. Like
Well, he's got such a great story.
Yeah.
We talked about it here. Coming over from Japan, no money, no real support, and he did it. He had a 15-year plan to make it in this sport, and suffered through the valley, suffered through all the the financial hardship, and
all the Japanese make it over here though. I mean, how many homeless Japanese people are running around? They're all successful.
I don't know.
I think about it.
It's a hard-working bunch, and certainly T.O. exemplifies that. And he made it, and it was a great win. I honestly, and I don't know if you guys thought this, but all they did was predict rain every single night. And I'm like, I was talking to T.O. through the TV, and he wasn't listening to me. Thankfully, he didn't listen to me. But I thought, dude, you better milk that spot for all it's worth. The rain's coming. The mud is going to blow that thing out. It's going to be gone. It's going to scatter those fish. That spot's toast. And every day he would fish for just 2 hours and leave. And I thought, he's just squandering it. He's going to come back here to a mud hole and not be able to catch him. But it never happened.
For you young guys listening, that is what Pete said is 99% of the time what happens.
Yeah.
This was the 1% that the spot held up. So think about that before you waste a tournament on some old water that did well.
Leaving fish is such a hard thing to do. It's such a
especially nowadays where spots get pilfered as soon as you leave them. You know, you think about Kentucky Lake and what goes on there. As soon as Kevin rolls off his spot, you know, they're on it, hammering it all night long.
They're on it.
So that's changed. That whole game has changed, you know.
And that's the other thing, you know, TO too, the other competitors. I mean, to leave it and knowing that, you know, another competitor could come in there.
Yeah, but no one was up where he was at. It was like a logging company with all the trees coming down.
That's true. That's true. But down on this year on Lake Douglas, I left an area, and I left it for the same reason we're talking about, because nobody came up there.
Yeah.
I was as far as you could go in a bass boat, and I hadn't seen anybody, and I left it. And then I came back at the very end of the day, boom, competitor sitting right on it.
Yeah, it's awesome when that happens.
And then I couldn't fish it. That's another thing that T.O. would have to worry about. But he left and didn't come back. He was fortunate in that the weatherman mispredicted the weather, which that never happened. And but the rain that was supposed to come and dump on them never really came to the level that they had predicted. So they never saw that much, you know? And it was so fickle, too, because it was shallow water. Like, if that lake level drops 6 inches or a foot, then fish get scattered or move. If it floods, same thing, you know? They're going to move and scatter. So, you know, he came back there every single day and did, you know, when he also used a square bill. I was hollering at the TV for this, too. He finally answered my question on the last day, but I was waiting for him. You know, dude, where's your jig?
Dude,
you know,
pick up another bait.
Where's your shaky head? You know,
right?
Yeah, throw something else in there. Maybe you get a bigger bite. You know,
yeah.
I mean, T.O., you're going to have to start listening to me if you expect to ever go anywhere in this sport. But
that surprised me. But I mean, can't argue with the results.
Come on, now, I mean, you can't argue with results. He answered the question on the last day.
Okay.
Today, I saw him say. He said, "I threw, you know, vibrating jigs. I threw spinner baits. I threw all finesse jigs. He threw a bunch of stuff in there." But even when they were biting, he couldn't get them to commit to anything but that square bill.
He would know.
So,
did you ever have anybody come in on you, Dave, on a spot you didn't expect to see anybody ever?
Yeah, we're waiting for that guest to come on.
Did that ever happen to you on the Potomac?
Yeah, you ever happened to you on the river where a guy threatened to smack you in the face with an oar?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I wonder if T.O. like wonder when he's balling, right? Like, did he call and pay for like some exorbitant fee to have like $100 sake and some rad sushi, like overnight it to him so he could party? You know what I mean? Like,
you know, he's probably planning his Formula. Well, he watches Formula One. He watches that open wheel racing.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he travels the world watching that stuff.
Like, really?
Yeah, totally into it. I think he owns a car, like some type of, you know, not one of those cars. I think he races himself too.
Dude, a race went over last night on Fox going into the UFC undercard, and I wanted to hang myself.
Dude, same here.
It was like 20 minutes of race, dude. I wanted to die.
No, yeah, it was. They were in a delay.
Yeah, man.
From an accident.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So for 20 minutes while you're waiting for UFC pre-show to come on, I'm watching them go around the track, dry in the track, and interviewing people. I'm like, oh my god. And I think they had one lap left.
Yeah.
It didn't get you guys converted over to the racing side of things?
I hear when you go live to watch it. Yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah, absolutely. I wish we went back to horse and buggy for crying out loud. That was horrible.
And spears.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
word.
It must be the easiest sport to fall asleep at.
Nah, dude, because they're drunk. And they apparently, listen, I worked with a guy
People are we pissing off
I
right
worked
now?
with a guy that traveled. Now listen, I can relate a little bit. He would go and he would listen to his team and he would hear what they were saying. You know, and there's more into it than just drive the car fast. There's a lot of science in what they're talking about with how the cars operate and how it's handling, how the tires feel and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he explained it to me, and like I could see how you could get into that, you know?
Yeah, it's intense. A lot of guys I travel with were in the NASCAR, so I watched the Daytona 500 a couple times. And, yeah, it's never been my thing, but I could see.
No,
exactly
we never
what you're
make fun
talking
of anyone. For me, there's things I like the people. I mean, no one who watches college wrestling. Barely anyone watches MMA. And, you know, I don't care if they make fun of me for it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get my feelings hurt.
True that.
Well, T.O. definitely likes it, and that's probably what he's doing. But
Formula U, right?
One of the things that was really cool. Did you guys see the crankbait fish he caught with the crankbait in his mouth?
Nah, I didn't get to watch. I didn't get to see that.
Dude, this was the most amazing thing. I mean, I've seen it happen like once or twice in 20 years, but never like it the way it happened for him. He hung his bait. There was this magic log in this ditch he's fishing. You see it sticking up. And apparently, he hung his crankbait on this log and broke it off. And then everything. So he's not going in there to get that, right? He's leaving that spot alone. Then he catches a fish the next day, days later, and he catches a fish that has that crankbait stuck in the corner of his mouth.
So I've never heard anything like that. That's wild, man.
It's crazy. Like, so, right, the conclusion that I drew from it, and this is based on the interviews with him and what I could see. The fish must have come with the crankbait, moving in the current. Fish goes up and grabs it off the wood and tears it off the wood. Now the fish has got it stuck in his mouth. And then he proceeds to catch that fish on a standard cast.
Did he give us any new ones? Any new little catchphrases like "I knew it, 5 pounder"? Insert stereotypical Japanese voice right now. Irony. I don't even know, dude.
He didn't. I don't know. He may have given you some
cool.
new ones.
He had to give us something.
He's not a big talker, man. He does not talk when he's fishing. He doesn't give away nothing.
No, but T.O., if you're watching, probably not. But if you are, you gave us "I knew it," and I got to tell you, I use "I knew it" almost every day when I'm telling somebody I'm right. You got to give us something new because you got some good ones in there, man.
Hey, that's a good one.
I knew it.
Everybody uses that one, and he used it again on stage when he was getting his trophy. He hit us with one.
You see, that's like a comedian. That's like watching. You gotta get some new stuff, man.
Yeah.
You can't just hit us with your old ones.
That's his catchphrase, man.
Yeah, I guess we work for a guy who's never given up. So,
that's not going away anytime soon.
No, not at all.
Well, he definitely used it, and it was great to watch him win that derby. But I want to give a big shout out to one of our boys,
I know,
the Jersey boy, who crushed them.
Yep.
Absolutely gave them a run for their money with just a stellar performance. A third place finish, isn't that right, Bri? He finished third. He was third. He was in the hot seat for a long time, and he wound up finishing third using a Demiki rig, using a Berkeley minnow with a 3/8 ounce jig head, just using that Demiki style technique, and then he'd get up on the bank and he'd fish shallow.
Go back to our Halloween show 2 years ago. He was Luke Skywalker.
Is that right?
Bearing his glorious chest and all, dude.
Fact.
Yeah,
that's right. Well, he co-hosts a little bit too for us on Bass University, and
yes, he did.
He's one of our guys, man. He's from here,
10 miles away,
and he did a segment
big Eagles fan too.
Pretty much, the basics, simplifying things, and aside from the Demiki rig, which is a little bit of a new technique.
Yeah, that's pretty high tech.
Lining. Yeah, yep. True. But then the rest of it was just getting back to, jug fishing, throwing simple baits.
He was buzz baiting.
But this had to be
He was buzz baiting in this tournament. Remember he sat here on the Bash
Live?
He
talked about it. Did he actually throw it?
He talked about it a lot.
I know he talked about it.
He's like, the temperature's getting right. I don't know that he caught any on it, but he told us that that's one of his go-to confidence tools. And he kept talking about that he was going to do that. I don't know what that 6-pounder came on.
A jig.
On a jig?
Yeah.
But to go and get a third place on a place that you probably were like, my God, if I can get out just top 50, if I can get out of here just top 50, but then you go get third place, man, the kind of cushion that gives you.
Adrian did awesome, dude.
Yeah.
My God.
You did amazing. And, you could say getting a big fish is lucky, and that is the difference maker, right? You get 10 pounds a day, and then you get a 6-pounder on top of that. It just shoots you right up the leaderboard. But you were in a position to benefit from that big fish by catching a steady, solid 10, 11 pounds a day. And then today, he just, he had a stellar day, blew away the field, except for 2 guys, and you just nobody was catching.
Oh, real quick, how about Roy Hawk?
Roy Hawk,
he's no joke, man.
Rookie.
Yeah. we had his son on Ike Live. Sonny Ridge won the FLW co-angler side the last on the Cup. He won the Cup last time FLW had co-anglers in the Cup.
So Road Warrior Hawk's fishing now.
His father. Road Warrior Hawk?
So who just said?
Sonny Ridge?
Oh, okay. No. You said Road Hawk? Roy Hawk?
Roy.
Oh. Sorry, I tried to make it work.
Well, hey, congratulations on a second place, first elite tournament. But he's no rookie. I mean,
and he's rookie of the year though.
Yeah,
he does qualify for it. He's gonna win rookie.
Yeah,
of the year.
he said on stage his first Bassmaster tournament was in '97.
Wow.
So he's been he's been fishing for quite a few years.
Yeah.
But he's made it to the top level, and man, what a way to start out.
Yeah.
It's like, my goodness, where do you go from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep the momentum, man. Where are they next, guys?
The Classic.
No, but I mean like event wise, not the Classic. I mean after
the
that.
Classic.
No, I mean after that. I'm saying where are they next? Like event wise on their tour.
Couldn't say. I couldn't say. I lost track of.
No, I know they're at the Classic. I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything's like they're like everybody's talking about this tournament using as the warm up, and then the Classic is what everybody's thinking about next, right? This is the warm up for the Classic.
All right,
That's
so
going to be on Hartwell. But you know what's amazing? Interesting that you said that, because I talked to Mike McClellan, through this year at the Bass University. We talked to all the guys, but I was amazed at how many of the guys I asked that question to. Like, what are you guys looking for? What's the lake? They're like, well, I'll be honest with you, I know we're going to Lake Martin first, but I really don't know the other lakes that we're going to. They're just not. They don't think about it that way.
There's got to be some success in that mentality, right?
It might be
I
that
would be
South
looking
Dakota
at it.
lake.
Okay, I'm going to lose here, 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 and here. You know what I mean? And they're like, I don't know. We're going to take it day by day.
Over prepare. There's something about that. When you've been doing this a long time, you tend to not want to over prepare, not overthink things. And a lot of guys are operating on that schedule.
Hey Pete, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna play a quick video. This is Mikey Balls. He's a YouTuber. He just won uploaded fishing's contest. I'm gonna play Mikey Balls' video. We're gonna take a quick break while that video's playing. We're gonna come back, have him on, and then after we talk to him, find out how he did that and won a boat. Homeboy won a boat. Then we're gonna get Mike on.
Outstanding.
Mike and Brandon and Justin Lucas, James Elam, whole crew of them.
Mullick's just opened the book. Allowed a bunch of.
All right. Well, cue her up there, BTC, and we will see you guys right back here in just a few minutes.
We've had a mild winter, and by mild I mean we had a few fronts and now it's warming up and it's earlier than normal. It's probably going to get cold later, but what that means is early bedfish. And when I say mild winter means hot dogs. So dog is hot, I'm hot. We've actually hopped a couple lakes already. We're kind of on the hunt for an early season kind of big bedfish. So we're gonna hop to another lake here before I sweat and die and before dog gets too hot. But water temps are in the right place. They're kind of like low to mid 70s. It's a sunny day. It's real windy, but we'll be in canals kind of looking, and we're not fishing. We're looking. If we find what we're looking for, we'll stop on it, but it's got to be 5 or bigger. So we'll see how this plays out. So here's the deal. I've just pulled out of my offshore stuff. The wind's really blowing, and I've seen some fish on beds yesterday, and it's early season, and they really shouldn't be there. But I figured, what the hell? Let me go check a few canals that I know, and I rolled onto this lake. Dude, it's like 10 o'clock or so in the morning, and the first canal I go down, this is where it gets funny. I caught a fish in this canal 2 years ago, and she was like 9 pounds. And literally it was right there. So I look in that corner because, you know, you always want to live in the past a little. And dude, there is a troll sitting there. I know she's over 7. I don't know how big she is. She seems to be locked onto the bed. I can't quite see her from where I'm at. I don't want to get too close because she was really moody the first time I caught her, if it's the same fish. But I just got the cameras all set up. We're going to see if we can catch this fish. And I mean, this is literally the exact same place the bed is. I don't know if they come back to the same place or what, but let's see what we can do. It's going to take some time. It's going to be, got to be detail oriented. But I got classic bed fishing deal, a Mega Daddy with a freaking 5/16 weight, 18-pound fluorocarbon, and a little 7-foot medium heavy rod. So let's see if we can do this. not a good way to start. Got her. Got her. That was too big. Yeah, I got her, dude. Yeah, definitely. Dude, they're so pretty in here, man. Like, I'm pretty sure this is the female, but I gotta go back and look. Oh, dude. Dude, that was 2 pitches, man. And she freaking turned on it. I saw her white tie, my line went limp. Oh, dude. I'm gonna put her on a scale. I'll get her back over there, man. Oh, really? Oh, nice, dude. See the big fish, bud? Big fish. You wanna touch him? Oh, he's gooey. I'm gonna put him in here real quick. Oh, man. That's a Merry Christmas right there, boy. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas. Wow, we just caught her, guys. Look at that fish. Just a freaking toad. So fat, so beautiful. It only took 3 pitches this time, so I have an hour and 45 minutes. But we're gonna get her released. This is the what? Bed fishing. When you commit to it and you go look, you don't fish. You just kind of put the trolling motor down, put your head down, and you look. That's what it looks like, man. Look at that thing. All right, so we're gonna get this thing released. Check this thing out. Angry. That's bed fishing, baby. That's bed fishing. Oh, man.
Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, man.
I can't imagine just capturing that all on video. You know, that was set up perfect, man.
Yeah, those little Florida canals are cool.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to him about it. And I guess we're gonna have him on here in just a minute.
Just a minute.
We'll talk to him all about that video. What an awesome deal. I enjoyed it. But and I want to, we've been having a great conversation. We've been talking about Lake Martin, and we congratulated T.O. And I want to thank T.O. because he did something that was really, really cool. Back in the early 1800s when I won at Lake Martin.
When you dodged cannon fire from those damn Confederates.
Hey, it was a big win for me. Ike was in that derby. He made it top 10 in that tournament. One of our buddies, Soley, was in that tournament.
Bob Soley?
Bob Soley was there. Roach was there. A lot of our boys from Jersey. That was we had a whole contingent. Like, we're getting it again, right? Because we got Adrian now. And we got some Jersey guys that are really trying to get out there and make it. And but back then, in the late 90s, we had a crew of really talented guys. that were getting it and qualifying. Mark Schaefer was another one that qualified to compete back at the time, which was the top 100 and the Bassmaster top 150. That was the highest level. And this was one of the qualifiers. It was an invitational, and I was leading, and I was catching spots in the morning, and Zona was talking about I was catching deep spots in the morning on an antiquated technique you probably aren't aware of. It's called the Carolina rig.
My wife said you should be looking toward the young man with that. Why would you tell me that?
It's something I still use to this day. But I was catching there's Handsome Pete.
Wow. Dude, you know what's funny? That picture was taken in less time after World War II than it is from when you were born, dude. Like, and victorious in his endeavor is Pete Glusek. Yep. Dodging German gunfire and bombardier runs.
Yep. Long time here. Look at that, the patches on the shirt and all that good stuff before really any boat wraps. There were no boat wraps at the time. There's nothing going on back then.
Franklinville better prepare the Tinker Parade.
I didn't. They didn't have a parade, but I did make the cover of Sentinel newspaper in Franklinville.
Hometown hero Peter Glusek, most victorious in his southern campaign.
Which, hey man, it was a big deal, right? Now, a lot of people from the north. I think at the time there was very few people from the north.
So what did Talk say about your victory? I interrupted you with my tomfoolery.
Well,
what happened?
I had a nice stringer. I was in the lead, and
they put them on stringers back then?
Well, that's what we still call them that today. But no, you'd think. But no, I was up in Kalijah Creek. I had a nice, 12 pounds, which was probably going to win the tournament for me. But I went up flipping for largemouth, just like Adrian did, just like a lot of the guys did late in the afternoon. Went up trying to catch those bigger largemouth, and I had done that in the previous 2 days. But I'm up and I pull into this place in Kalijah Creek, and there's T.O. in there, and he knows I'm leading the tournament, and he stops what he's doing, pulls his trolling motor up, comes right over to me, and sees that I'm going to fish in this area, and he goes, "Pete, do you got him?" And I said, "Yeah, I got about 12 pounds." He goes, "Man, you're going to win this tournament," and he goes, and he just left. He just said, "I'm out of here. It's all yours. Good luck. Go win the tournament."
Congratulations to Pete Glusek for forming an underwater truce with the Japanese.
Pete, that was a terrible Takahiro impression, by the way.
Pete, I see you flipping.
Well,
here he is. There's the dean.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Looks like a Tommy Biffle.
It does, yeah. It looks like Tommy Biffle getting doinked.
Oh, Pete Glusek, bitches.
But I appreciated that, Tio. Thank you very much for that. That was an amazing thing that he did back then, and guys still do it today. And I imagine some guys probably because of the way that he conducts himself on the water, maybe they gave him courtesy in this event and let him go.
I mean, how did he even communicate with you? What'd you guys do? Like trade salt to each other or something? How'd you guys even? He couldn't talk English back then. How did he tell you you're going to win?
Tio speaks English, man. He speaks really well. He's got a great sense of humor. It just doesn't translate that well on camera,
I just think in 1999 he was pretty new. You know what I mean?
Trade salt.
Dude, salt was ducats back in the day, dude. They didn't even care about gold.
Not from Japan.
What? They I don't know. Who knows? You don't know what they know. You know? They don't even know what they know. They could have Listen, all right. Somebody in South America traded in salt. The Spanish came over and stole the gold. All right. Watched it on Smithsonian today, as a matter of fact.
Tune in next episode of Ike Live for your next history lesson.
Yeah, history for dummies, taught by a dummy.
Take it with a grain of salt.
World according to Dave.
That's so stupid. It is stupid. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm sorry.
Thanks for ruining my very emotional thank you to Tio.
We'll send him some salt for you, Pete. Jesus.
All right.
Hey, speaking of great things like Tio did for me in that tournament, we just had a really, really great event. Here in southern New Jersey, we had the Ike Foundation did it.
Yeah.
Which we were all there. And for those of you that couldn't attend, we're just going to tell you a little bit about what happened. The Ike Foundation, for those of you who don't know, is Ike's foundation that Ike and Becky works tirelessly. Becky in particular. I mean, she works so hard, and her whole team works so hard, and generating funding and to get rods and reels into the hands of kids that couldn't get them otherwise. Introducing kids to fishing, and they've got a great scholarship fund that puts a scholarship into the hands of kids that are going on to college that have done some great things in the environment and have done some great things in the world of fishing to help support them. They gave out 5 scholarships this year, and we had the Ike Foundation Scholarship Dinner this past weekend or a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, two Fridays ago.
Packed house.
Yeah, it was amazing. I don't want to. Amazing kind of underscores it. Like what we get to watch by hanging out with them, it's like we get to watch like a CEO operate. Like we get to see the mentality of that play out. At least he's not here now, so it looks like I'm kissing his ass. He's probably not even watching. But like I'm blown away by how they can put these things together. Because I go to a lot of events, and from the way they ran the Chinese auction, up to just the food, the beer. I mean, it was just, man, they just did such a great damn job, and the sponsors came out and were very generous.
Thank you for the beer yards.
Beyond that, the checks that were cut by those big sponsors too were pretty impressive.
Yep.
I would say the one kid thanking for the scholarship though, that was fun. He looked like he was reading a proof of life letter from ISIS. You see that one kid who was sitting in front of the fireplace? It was like he was being forced to read it, like a current USA Today. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we're wrong for being there.
Even the young aspiring college kids cannot escape Dave's wrath.
Guys, listen. If you're a big I'm a big Chinese auction guy. I dropped a couple bills and didn't win a damn thing. But listen to me closely. They put it on like a PowerPoint, and they blew through probably about 100 altogether between the different tiers of bags. They blew through like 100 in probably 10 minutes. It was insane. They would put them up at like 5 a time. So as they're reading it off, you're already looking knowing you're a loser because you know what you put in for because the number's right there. It was the most impressive Chinese auction I ever saw. Usually it's some soccer mom laboring through reading the numbers, and it's painful. It's like an hour and a half thing. They smoked it, dude. You didn't even have time to drink your beer.
They did great, and big shout out. Let's shout out to the contributors. The 2 biggies were Yamaha.
Toyota
made a big contribution, a $10,000 contribution, as did Toyota make a $10,000 contribution directly to the scholarship fund. And I want to say the Bass University.
They gave like $30, right? The Bass U?
Yeah, we did. We gave them $30. Covered a few drinks for people
and a hat
and a promo code.
You bought that college kid up a composition book and a calculator.
3-month subscription.
Here's a promo code.
Here's a calculator.
We cut a check for $1,000, and we give it directly to the scholarship fund. And it's the first of what we're doing at the Bass University to promote this for the kids that are going to be going to school, that are going to be studying, that are going to be part of the fishing programs. That's what we're doing. Yeah. There was a lot of other great donations, and I want to invite you guys to donate. I know a lot of you guys couldn't make it to the dinner, but you can donate. You can go to Ike Foundation. What's the website, E? Pull up that exact website, the Ike Foundation. You can Google it, but go to Ike Foundation. There's places to contribute there where you can give, whatever makes sense. But this funding is going right into getting rods and reels into the kids of underprivileged kids' hands, putting rods and reels, getting them out fishing, and it's also going to the scholarship fund for the kids that are taking it to the next level. So go to Ike Foundation.
Yeah, it's just IkeFoundation.org.
.org.
Okay. Guys, these rods really are going to kids. Like I live 3 blocks away from the lake where we hold that tournament, and I'm telling you, there's kids out there every time, like when it's not frozen solid, with those little white rods in their hands. Like it really is getting kids out on the. It's not some cliche. I know it sounds like at the price of a cup of coffee and saving, but I'm telling you, the kids are using these equipment, man.
Yep, and they need it, and it's awesome that they're doing this, and it's going to continue on. I mean, the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
What they were able to do, like you said, with the Chinese auction and all the donations and people coming in from all over the country to participate. And then we're going to have another deal, which is going to be the Ike Foundation tournament, which I'm going to win this year. And we're gonna try anyway.
No, we're gonna have two titles in here.
Yeah, 2
I'm
titles.
gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have experience in a fully rigged kayak. It's gonna be mine, and let me tell you what, it's gonna be a whole new game. You guys coming from here, you better think twice this time around.
Well,
I'm not gonna get beat by somebody from California sleeping in the back of his truck. That ain't gonna happen this time around.
Dave's bringing his A game.
All right,
bringing his A game. We had some great events in the last couple years, and they have a dinner there, and it's a tournament. So if you can make it, come on out to that. It takes place right here in New Jersey. It's in Camden, right across from Philly, right on the Delaware River. We've got great pros that will be competing as usual. So you can enter and get. Right now, there's major discounts to be able to get involved with the tournament, the early bird special. So you can take advantage of that. Get in the back of one of the pros that's fishing. With the elites coming to the Chesapeake, I expect to have a lot of top elite pros to be there. Or you can enter your own boat and participate in the event and try to win. Last year, we had some local guys win the Derby, which was really cool to see. And in the previous years, we had a pro win.
Yeah, we had the Miller brothers win with Sancho, and they passed Sancho on 295 with the boat. Sancho didn't even get nothing. They didn't catch a fish. Sancho caught all the fish, and the Millers blew right by him, blew his windows off while driving by with his boat that he won that they got to keep. Listen, guys, even if you don't fish the tournament, come get bombed with us on the boat. Even though I'm competing the next day, I'm going to empty the cooler. I did that last year. Just come out and have fun with us, man.
I fished with the yards guys last year, so we were having some yards while we were waiting for weigh, and they were breaking out all the different flavors.
Oh, you got the good see, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we did good. We caught a lot of fish, and we didn't win last year. We tried. We were one or two nice bites away from winning. We're going to try to win it again this year.
My wife brought me a growler full of tonewood, Fuego, and I got an Italian hoagie. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for to be disqualified. Yeah, pretty awesome.
While you were fishing?
No, when I was late. I still showed up, but
how were you late, dude?
Because I knew I wasn't going to win.
All right.
By the time I figured out the app with about 10 minutes to go, about 10 minutes ago in the thing, I saw everyone else had a ton of fish. I'm like, well, I'm not even gonna. What am I doing? I'm gonna run over there.
So here we go. We got Mikey Balls on the line. He's and I just got a text from JT Kenny who says, Mikey Balls is the man, one of the best people and fishermen I know. He put me on my PB like a month ago. So dude's legit.
Wow.
He's coming with credentials.
Outstanding. We got him now?
He's on the line, bro.
Mikey Balls. Congratulations on your big win.
Hey, what's up, boys? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good. Well, how do you think I'm doing, dude? I'm doing good.
Well, that was an amazing video. We all watched it here. Watched you, set up on that fish. It was so awesome when you set the hook and that fish did not even move, man. You just couldn't even crank. He was such a big fish. That's you got to be reliving that all the time.
Oh, dude, she was a stud. And if you watch the vid, like I actually found a fish I think it was 2 years before on that exact same bed in that exact same canal. That's what made it so insane. I'm like, dude, there can't be a fish there. And I think I said in the vid, I'm like, you're always chasing history. We do it all the time, and we regret it a lot of times because it doesn't pay off. But I just, moseyed on over and look, and there's this big dark spot on a bed. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. And there she was again.
Where did this take place at? Where'd you catch that fish at?
Basically, it's a little small lake, man. It's down in Central Florida, but what's really cool, and a lot of guys don't know about it, especially across the U.S., is we have these natural lakes that have this gin clear water, beautifully clear water. Everybody thinks of Florida and they think of tannic brown kind of nasty water, like that fertile kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
But we have a wealth of smaller bodies of water that offer some great clear water fishing, which means excellent sight fishing.
Now, I know what you're talking about. I was over in Crystal Lake and I don't know how to pronounce it, the Withlacoochee River.
Yep.
That's exactly what you're talking about. It's this. It doesn't even look like it belongs in this country. It looks like it belongs in the movie Avatar or something. You know what I mean? It's this really. Thank you. It's this really rich, clear water with this lush vegetation and those trees they have with the fungus hanging off of it down. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it looks like something out of a book.
Yep. I think.
Well, and that's what's crazy, dude. There's some things that swim in that water, and the thing is, they get real spooky. I'm sure you had that experience there too. It's like, oh, I see him, I'm gonna catch him, and it's like, no, dude, you're not. You know, but like, it's there's some giants in there, dude. You just got to catch them. That's always the tricky part of it.
Well, I don't think you have to try hard to get Dave to want to move down to Florida. I think he's already on his way.
We're man. Let me tell you something right now. If our kids were 3 or 4 years younger, that's just hard now, ripping them away from their friends. That's the dilemma we got. Seriously, that's the only thing that's keeping us from me and Mikey Balls making some videos together.
What's the temperature up there, boys?
Today's like 60.
10?
Nah, dude, it was like a couple days ago. Today's 61 though. Today's a nice day.
Oh, nice.
That's why everybody's got the flu.
That's what happens up there, though. The spring teases you, and then it's like, no, dude, it ain't going down like that. And then it's like 30 again, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, man. You have no idea.
So you make this video, and it's an amazing video. I mean, I'm assuming you did all the editing, and do you do that yourself?
Definitely, man. We're all those guys on YouTube. We're a bunch of like homegrown kind of fanatics, I guess. You know, some people play with trains. I play with fishing videos. You know.
Awesome. Well, it was very dramatic, great background music, and watching you catch that fish. Now you do this, and you submit this for the contest. How did this all play out? Like, do you get notified? How'd you get notified, and did you lose your mind when that happened?
Well, let me start with you this way. So basically, I had to win what you'd call like a qualifying month. It was a wild card month, so you submit a vid, you go up against some guys shooting some other videos, and I won that month. And in doing so, I qualified for the Uploaded Fishing Video of the Year, the VOY competition, which occurred in January. And basically, you go against every video that won each month's competition. So like one was for like Tackle Warehouse. One, they have a bunch of sponsors in that. And basically went up against them. Public vote was public vote was 30%, and then they have a board of judges that weigh in for 70% of the vote. And it's a dogfight, dude. You know, like you're calling your mom, your mom's friend, your mom's friend. You're like vote, and just try to pull it all together, community style.
So, are you watching this live, like these votes come in, or?
Dude, I don't have enough value to watch this thing live. I would lose it, man. That would be too much. No, he was updating them probably every 2 days. I want to say he ran the the public voting for, I want to say like 10 days or 2 weeks approximately. And so he'd update every like 2 or 3 days. So, you'd get that update and be like, dude, I got to tighten up. Like, you got to throw down. And then it'd be like, hey, I'm looking good. Or, it was just an emotional roller coaster, man. And let me throw this out there, too. So I did qualify for the year before, and I ended up in second place, dude. You want to talk about heartbreak? So when I actually got the phone call from Shay, like, I'm expecting, hey, dude, thanks for participating. Appreciate you submitting a vid, but no, but it was not that phone call.
So let me ask you this, Mikey. Was the underwater shot of the structure something you looked back at last year and was like, man, I got to tighten it up just a little bit with a little bit more detail? Is that how that came into play?
Definitely, man. Yeah. And dude, who doesn't like looking at a big girl on a bed? You know, I mean, that's hot, dude.
Yeah, or a little girl.
What?
Something different.
I think that joke missed the mark, Ryan.
Oh, God,
not for me.
Yeah. So you found out that you won, man. Did you have a parade like the Eagles had, or did
you have a bunch of asshole fans?
I terrorized Florida, dude. South Florida lit it on fire, freaking threw cans at it. No, not quite. Actually, ironically, I'm a little more like introverted than you'd expect, man. So I was taken aback. I think anybody would be when they win something that big. And I kind of just internalized it, but it's starting to become real, man. I don't know if you guys know, but I picked up the boat today. So it's getting real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, so you picked it up. That's amazing. You picked it up. It's at home now. You haven't even been out fishing in it yet.
No, dude, I literally picked it up this morning. So you're getting me fresh off the press, dude.
Wow.
Are you going to be like in your PJs sleeping in it tonight?
Well, there might be a few things I might be doing with it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So what's your day job, Mike? What do you do?
Man, I took the leap a couple years back to work for myself, and I am a marketing consultant, which means absolutely nothing. I do a bunch of random independent contractor jobs to eat rice and beans, and every once in a while I have some chicken with it,
Hey, I'm jealous. I'm trying to figure out how to do that myself right now. I'm about 6 months away from rice and beans and some potential chicken. You know what I mean?
And Mikey, man, first of all, congratulations on winning this boat. As someone that also puts up videos on YouTube, I know how crazy of a concept, especially back when you first started, it being that you could make videos and be put in this position to win a boat. When you started those videos all those years ago, did something like this ever go through your head that if you kept doing it and kept making your videos better that you would have a chance at something like this?
Well, dude, first of all, thanks for the nice words. Dude, I've been doing it for years. I'm going to be honest with you. When I started doing it, it was 100% selfish. And it was because I was lazy, dude. I hate writing stuff down, but I know the guys who are good keep, crazy, intricate fishing journals. And I'm like, screw that, dude. I don't have time for that. I don't have enough attention span for that. So I started shooting videos to capture the day and all those details, and then I can go back and reflect. And it's crazy because I would learn. I'd be like, dude, I pumped the bait 4 times to get that fish to bite. Or, dude, I wasn't, you think you do something, but actually you don't. So it's like, oh, I was pitching, a grass line to catch that fish. No, dude, you look at the video and you're pitching 2 foot in. So, for me, it was a very selfish experience because I just wanted my fishing log, and then I'm like, oh, shit, there's some other people, and, it'll create a dialogue. And, dude, I had no thought of not winning anything. I thought maybe it would help me to be more proficient and maybe participate in tournaments or something like that in a more viable manner. But, dude, winning a boat? Hell no.
Do you remember the moment when you decided to maybe start uploading on a more consistent basis and kind of building your channel up as to more than just putting up random videos, to help make yourself more proficient or whatever you were doing at the time?
Some of that had to do with technology. Some of it had to do with getting bored. I mean, I think any of us can relate to, you do something and you're passionate about it and excited about it, but, you always have to, this is going to sound really lame, but like marriage or being with a chick is kind of like that. Dude, you love her to death and she's super cool, but you always need to keep things fresh and change it a bit and mix it up. So whenever I get bored of what I'm doing and I'm like, this is stupid, which is usually later than when people think it's stupid, so I need to tighten up there. I kind of try to change stuff, and sometimes it fails and sometimes it doesn't. So changing from that individual vid format to doing something a little more edited, and that was just hey, dude, I'm sick of doing this. It's becoming a chore instead of a hobby and fun. So let's make it fun again.
So when you say change things up, you're talking about she gets out like a 10-inch swim bait. What are you talking about?
10-inch what? Dude, I guess editing stuff, because what I used to do is just put up individual vids, man. I'd date them, throw a weight, the weight of the fish on them, and throw the bait on it, and just post it. It'd be a minute long, cast and catch. And now it's more of a this is the day, 10, 20 minutes long. We throw some B-roll in there, dude, to kind of set the narrative and tell the story of what happened during the day, and just look for the the Aesop fable of the day. What did we learn? What did we pull off of it? How did we fail? How did we succeed?
Yeah.
So can we expect to see up on your YouTube channel videos of your relationships?
You don't want my relationship, dude. You won't like it.
I know what goes on in
start
Florida.
doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, let me throw this out there real quick. I have a video that's going to drop in about 2 weeks that is literally the edit to edit all edit. It's the stupidest. I'll throw this out there. It's 5 fish limit that will blow your freaking mind. And I think after I get done with that, I'm going to move on to quilt making or something, because there's definitely more ad revenue money in that than freaking fishing videos. I'll tell you that much.
Are you gonna enter that video into next year's contest?
Oh, I'm excommunicated. Once you win, you get the boot. Kind of like the way the Olympics should be, if you win a gold, you're gone kind of deal. Yeah, I'm out, dude.
Wow. Eric, there's hope.
There's hope. Yes. Let's
Not a
go.
lot.
I'm coming.
Nah, not yeah.
All right. I'm also working with my Jersey 2-pounders up here. I'm looking at these fish you're holding.
You talking about the 2 guys you do the podcast with, or fish? What are you talking about?
It's funny, Mikey, man. I remember my little 13-year-old self watching the videos you used to put out, way back 2009, 2010, watching you flip up these giant fish in the canal systems, flipping under mats, just thinking to myself, wow, that is the craziest type of fishing I've ever seen in my life. And it's so cool to see how far YouTube has come. I remember back then getting 5 comments on a video was a huge deal, you know? And now it's like, do you see it continuing to grow, and are you going to continue putting up videos on the site?
I mean, I'm always going to throw content down until I get bored. Like I said, like the reason I put stuff up is because I think it's fun. Like, that sounds kind of selfish and vain, but I think it's fun to edit. Did you catch like a 4-pounder? I don't care how big it is. And like you got the footset, you got like what you caught it on. Like it's cool, dude. Like it's neat. But the way YouTube is growing, and I mean, I'm sure like the pros and stuff don't like it because it's created this sort of multifaceted competition for, you know, who's getting dollars, it's really diversified the whole fishing industry, but you can't stop like a rolling steamroller, dude.
Nah, it's not you guys, it's not you the pros don't like, it's the Guggen squad.
Here we go.
But, let's just be honest.
All right.
Yeah, but you know,
Really?
I don't
You gonna
want
get
to
their
get
back?
too political
You
with
got their
it, but
back?
the reason they don't like them is because those guys figured something out that they weren't doing, and they found an audience that they weren't tapping into.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys.
Anybody can like talk about what they're doing and all that. That's fine. But in the end, it's all about, no matter what you're doing, it's all about innovation and getting outside the circle, getting outside your perspective. And those boys did it, and they're making cash money, boy.
Everybody's terrified of these. You never hear one of these YouTube, and they must be like the Kevin Van Dam of YouTube, because our Eric just cowered up like a turtle in his shell.
He did.
Mikey Balls is making it sound like he's talking about friggin' FDR. Like he's a bunch of guys that
A lot revolves around them, man. They got a lot of viewers. They got a lot of influence.
I'm out of my lane with this, so I'm not even going to say nothing.
Well, it's amazing what you did here. It's a really cool video. Did you ever weigh that fish?
That one, I think I did. I think she was 7.5, if I'm not wrong. Like 7.8, 7.9.
Wow. Look bigger than that.
Looks like
honestly, I would have guessed
9 at least.
close to a double digit fish.
Hey, you always bring your dog out?
Down here when it's cool, usually he can come out from about October through say March or so. But he's a blue pit, dude, and like them jokers cook. He's like charcoal, man. You put that sun up and it's like 75, 80, he's done, dude.
Hey, Mikey, I got a quick question, actually. I just remembered this. You ran a tracker on Okeechobee for years, didn't you?
Yeah, broke it out there.
Well,
too.
yeah, I was going to say, what's the worst scenario you ever got it out there on Okeechobee in that tracker?
I mean, I got a few. One of them that pops into mind, and it was the craziest. So our fronts come out of the west, basically. And so you know where they're coming. Like, it'll be going south-south, and then it'll go west. And we were down south. Actually, I was alone, but we were down south. And when that wind switches to the west, those fish choose. I mean, dude, it's like a 5-minute thing. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, woo-doo, and then the storm comes up, or the front goes through, like, starts coming through it, and then jokers go to town. And so that front was coming. It started. I catch like a freaking 10.5. I'm like, mind blown, awesome. Catch a 6. I'm like, dude, oh. And then it like comes, boy, like the front in the storm. It was blowing about 35, 40, and there was a tornado that went through just north of me. So what I ended up doing at that point, thankfully, I had a power pole, and there's like 4-footers. It's freaking rolling. So I turn on the bilge pump, and there's light, and I go. You guys know what like a head is, right? Like a cattail head or a round reed head, just sticking there. So like I push like into it as far as I can with my big motor. I drop my power pole and I lay down in the freaking inside of the boat.
That's smart.
For about 20 minutes. So, yeah, it wasn't that smart though, because the boat's made of metal, dude. Which I didn't think about until afterwards.
Yeah, but you caught a 10, bro.
As long as you should just laid on your sneakers, you'd have been all right.
Yeah, right. Keep jumping real high, dude. Try to time it.
Hey, you survived it, man. It's anybody that's ever fished has run into some of those scenarios.
Yeah.
You get caught up in that stuff, man. It's cool that you made it through it. I know we've had some incidents, heck, out on the tournament trail. There's been a lot of bad deals. Some of it weather generated, some of it accidents. We've been suffering with some serious stuff out on the tournament trail with guys getting injured, thrown into the water, getting hurt, and that sort of stuff, But it's cool that you survived that, and it's cool that you got a new boat. Are you going to sell it? You're going to keep it?
Are you going to compete?
Oh, dude, I don't compete.
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, I fished little shindigs, but dude, I like making the vids, and you got to kind of know, like, gradually, you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and I like making vids and doing my thing. But I'm definitely not selling the boat, dude. Way too many people did stuff. Like I think I'd be screwing them over if I went to flip the boat. I'm gonna definitely sell my old boat, but I won't be holding on to this one. But I am gonna be one of those douchebags that has a wrap boat now. So I don't know how I feel about that. So we'll see how that plays.
Where do you live in Florida, Mike?
Douchebags with a
I'm
rap
down in
boat.
South Florida, dude.
Yeah, my mom and sister are in Port St. Lucie.
Oh yeah, I'm just out there. I'm in Fort Myers, but I used to live in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're
So,
all right. Okay.
That's funny. That's funny. You just called the rap boat guys douchebags. That's pretty bold statement.
Well, I mean, I don't care if you got a rat boat and you're fishing like the tour and stuff. But like, if you just go like grab your boat, like unless you're writing it off as a tax deduction, like what's going on there?
We got a couple guys up our way to do that.
We got some posers.
I agree with you, Mikey
Hey,
Boss.
posers, I like that's old school skateboard talk. The '90s hitting you hard right there, boy.
Well, you've done great with this. You got any advice for somebody that wants to try to win this contest or get into the YouTube game? How do you do it?
I mean, it's, I don't know, man. Like, you just be yourself. It sounds really stupid, but, like, if you go out there and you try to do something that's what someone else is doing, that's all right. But, like, in the end, people are interested in, like, different perspectives and how people approach things and what you have to offer. Not everybody knows everything. Not everybody's freaking excellent. Not everybody's perfect. So all you can do is kind of put your change into the machine and see what comes out,
And also, Mike, don't forget to tell people, you're obviously an articulate guy. I imagine when you're in a group of people, you're probably one of the people that talk the most and are listened to the most and make people laugh. People listening. If you don't make your friends
It's really
laugh...
funny, dude, because I'm not, and I avoid that group
Really?
190%. I'd make a lot more money in my life if I did, but, dude, I just want to be alone on a boat. Like, it's pretty lame. It's easy to talk to guys over the phone, man, but, I don't know. I got to work on that, man.
I just think, you at least have to be entertaining. I mean, there's so many fishing things on YouTube that it's ambient, absolute
That's true.
ambient.
It's a saturated market, dude. I mean, but the thing is, man, like, everybody's interesting, like, everybody kind of has their own little take, but this is going to sound really lame, too, but you got to find your voice, whatever, dude. Like, tell your story, throw it out there. People will like it, people won't like it, screw them, just do your thing,
That's good advice because, no matter who you are or what you do, there's somebody that's interested in the way that you do it, and that's key.
Yeah. What are we? Want to join hands in a circle and tell everyone to get a participation trophy? Come on.
Yeah, it is good advice, but I disagree with everyone is interesting.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yeah, but dude, if that was the case, there wouldn't be all this crap on YouTube that people are watching. Like, some of the stuff people watch, like, I'm like, really?
Yeah. Guggen Squad. Right. Yeah, you don't have to say it. I said it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I try watching some of these videos and they're unwatchable, but they have 100,000 subscribers.
Dave watches my videos.
I do.
Everybody has an audience, believe it or not. I mean, there's billions of people in the world. Everybody does have an audience. You just got to find it.
Not everybody.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, what am I in a room of guidance counselors? Like, what do you guys? Everyone is not equal. We're all not the same, dude.
You should be
No, we're not the same. That's the point.
Everybody's
but the trick is with media, dude, there's no more boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, look at what you guys are doing. You guys are throwing a podcast out there. Anybody can throw a podcast out there, but, like, you guys are doing it better so that people are listening. But there's no more boundary to people just going down, dude.
Yeah, Mike's not here tonight, Mike, so I imagine nobody's probably watching right now.
Great.
Yeah, that's how much we care about you. We bring you on the night that Mike's off.
Oh, I appreciate the love. It's strong here, boys.
Hey, Mike, is that your real last name?
Oh, that's the best part. No, hell no, dude. That's not even my freaking last name. Dude, we made some fake poser raptors back in high school.
Yes,
Mikey Ball.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Did you know our very own Mike had his own rap group too?
Ike and Ellie was in a rap group.
Yeah, it was called TKO. TWO.
Yeah.
What did it stand for?
The White House Organization.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not going to say any more because it's going to kill me.
Yeah, America's first white nationalist hip-hop group.
I love it. I feel victimized just having to listen to that, dude. That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Did Mike have a name, a stage name?
He was the DJ.
He was the DJ.
No, but
DJ Ike.
It was DJ Ike.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very
same name.
Is he the only one in that band that's still alive?
Oh, I don't know.
God,
bro.
what a question.
I think I'm one of the two dudes.
So, Mike, it's congratulations on the boat, and a big shout out to Uploaded Fishing for putting that shit together.
Yeah, that was amazing. Well, before that, your buddies with JT. JT messaged us, said that you're the real deal. You guys connected? True. How you guys hooked up?
I know JT through Gambler, man, and he is one cool big Irish joker.
He's awesome,
good stuff,
man.
Dude.
He's one of our favorite, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Mike, any way you can get us some of that original South Florida Caucasian hip hop sent up this way?
Oh, that's the whole trick. The word was posing, dude. That means I can't do it.
Because rumor has it, Vanilla Ice stole from you guys, right? Weren't you the guys rag top down so your hair could flow, right? And took your stuff?
I hope not.
Yeah.
Hey, well, congratulations, man. Congratulations on your big win. Send us some pics, man. I want to see the new ride and see you out fishing in it with your posing in your wrapped boat. We want to see some more vids, man. But that one was definitely amazing. Now that you're out, Eric Lewinsky's got a chance to win next year.
Coming for it.
We're very excited about that stuff. And
hey, you got my boat, huh?
That's one.
Hey,
That's
man.
one.
Yeah, Eric's going to be out there in his 12-foot John boat with a Guggen wrap on it. What do you think about
but
that?
dude, anything works. All this hate you got to deal with, bro. Like, you got to...
You have no idea, brother. My nickname on here is Lewinsky. So there you go.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the hardest room in the history of the world to work in. or appear as a guest.
I'm just kidding. I love all my 45-year-old Nassau friends.
Hey, man. Well, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on and sharing your story. Great video. Congratulations again, man. And we look for some bigger and better things coming from Mikey Balls.
Yeah.
Out on YouTube.
Appreciate it. And boys, make sure you subscribe to the channel Mikey Balls Fishing on YouTube, because honestly, dude, we just dropped double up 11 pounders, and stay tuned because seriously in 2 weeks, mind blown. Like, I'm even stoked about it, and I stay pretty quiet about stuff. So definitely tune in. But thanks for having me on, boys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Before you go, real quick, did winning this, did it impact your viewers? Did you see a spike? Did grab some attention there?
I definitely saw a bump, because I don't think I always appeal to the right people, because I kind of do my thing, and I'm not always trying to go and win favor, I guess. So I think a lot of people saw some of the content who's never seen it, and they kind of liked it. So it was a cool experience in that regard, man.
Awesome. Well, congrats again, man. Have a great 2018. We look for a lot of your stuff coming up soon. So what's your YouTube channel again, one more time for everybody?
It's Mikey Balls Fishing. Literally, dude, if you type Mikey Balls into Google, you'll find me. Like, it's the only Mikey Balls around.
Really?
That's why I use the name.
That's surprising. That's
Way to do it, Mike.
Hey, congrats again, buddy. We'll catch up with you soon.
Hey, boys, thanks again for having me on. Have a good rest of the night, all right?
Yeah, you too, Mike.
Bye, Mike.
Take care.
You learn anything from Mikey Balls, Eric?
No, it's really crazy. No, seriously though, because 13 years old, I remember watching his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And now 8 years later, he's winning a boat because of them. It's just cool to see the progression on YouTube.
Well, you're
man.
what, 15 now?
It's going on 17, right? Well.
No, that's pretty awesome that you did see him back then. He's still doing it. 2008. It's weird. I started doing it back in 2008, 2009. I started putting up YouTube videos, but I didn't realize that it was going to boom. I made the mistake of stop doing it.
Well, let me tell you, we're talking about videos, and we always rip on Eric, and rightfully so sometimes. But he had one he just did with some of his friends where they were fishing for trout in a stream with snow. Did you see that one yet? So, guys, go ahead, Eric, talk about it a little bit, because that was a good damn video.
I did see that.
Oh, we're talking about the brown trout?
Yeah, man.
Okay, no. First, I want to show this, because this is the video that put Mikey Balls on the map, and I think it's worth checking out.
We already talked about Mikey Balls.
No, but here, watch this video.
We got Eric, the producer, here. You got to minimize the screen.
Hang on.
I want to talk about Eric's trout.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the trout now.
You guys got to check this out.
This is one of his first videos?
Yeah, this is what put him on the map. It went viral.
And this was when?
A long time ago, 2009, 10.
He's flipping with his rod down there, huh?
Watch this.
That's interesting.
Oh,
damn! Oh, whoa!
This was at Christmas time, too.
Oh, my goodness. For people who are just going to listen only, he was flipping in a canal with reeds. He had his rod down at about 5 o'clock and jacked it up to 12. The grip broke loose, busted him in the face. The rod fell in the water. He went for it and went head over heels into the water after it.
And that was that was like one of the first YouTube fishing viral hits. You know, I remember seeing that everywhere.
It's pretty good.
That was just a cool deal. That's from so long ago too.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's his first boat. You can see it's a little John boat. He had it out there. He would take that thing on Okeechobee. You know.
Awesome.
That's how it all gets started. That's how these guys are
pretty
doing
cool.
it. Guys are doing it from the bank. You know, guys are doing it all over the place and having some great success. But it truly does amaze me that what people do watch, because like I watch some of my son's videos that he watches for video games and stuff, and these guys have millions of viewers, and it's just it's hard to watch them, but boy, the kids are standing in line to watch them.
Worse than that, and I'm not going to go drove on about this, but my 8-year-old daughter, who, if you're watching, happy birthday, Madison. We got a birthday party today.
Hey, happy birthday.
God, she watches these YouTube videos of these families that film themselves. Oh, my.
I can't stand those.
God,
I'm not
dude.
going to lie. And then it's weird, too, because sometimes the kids are so young, so it's like, maybe they don't really want to be on camera, but they can't express that to the parents. You know what I mean? It's like they're filming all this intimate stuff.
It's so
I'm not
brutal.
about it.
Like, what references will they have? Like we have all good sitcom references we can hit. I can hit you with A-Team stuff right now, right in your face, and it'll be spot on, right? What are they going to do? They're going to talk about Papa Jake? You know what I mean? Or whatever his name is, or the guy that went over making fun of the Koreans hanging themselves in the forest. Remember that guy? Just recently? Like, what are they going to reference? They're not going to have any reference points of funny things.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
We're talking about horrible YouTube.
Oh.
What are we going to talk about?
I got a picture from this last week that I want to put up. This pic went up.
Ah, yeah.
By the way, I just got a message from Becky. We're looking at about another 20 minutes, and then we're going to get a Skype call from all them there.
Good.
So, guys, hang in there. But anyhow, this pic went up Wednesday night before the Elite Series event. Jake Wheeler, sorry, Jake, I'm going to put it up. He's probably going to be mad at me, hate me more, but apologize. But so Jake posted this on Instagram, and it caught my attention.
Why did it catch your attention?
Because it's Jacob, DC, and a non-competitor reviewing Lake Martin map the night before the event and laying it out the night before, right? And I'm like, damn, how's that not getting information?
Or the appearance of information. In the age of no information, you don't want to create the appearance of getting information.
Yeah. So anyhow, I thought that was super interesting. And I don't know what's going to come of it, if anything, but I don't know how. So the rule in bass is no information from the time that the tournament schedule is announced, right? No information. No outside information from the time the tournament schedule is announced.
See,
and there they are.
Not,
Dustin,
other than
Jacob,
public information.
Other than public.
Right.
So you're not allowed to get private information.
You're not allowed to ask for it. You're not allowed to,
And Jake posted it himself.
That's what I want to know about.
If he's doing something he ain't supposed to, he wouldn't have posted it, right?
That's a good conclusion to draw, right?
Well, I just don't know what else to say other than, God, how does that look? I mean, they're looking at the map of Lake Martin. Terry McWilliams is pointing to it, and they're talking about laying it out the night before. So the obvious conclusion is they're formulating game plans and talking about strategies, which you can't do with a non-competitor. He could do it with DC. He could do it with anybody in the Elite Series. Again, this is according to how I'm interpreting the rule from what I've heard or what I've heard about it.
But you're looking at the picture. You're jumping to conclusion.
I'm looking for anybody to jump to a different conclusion easily.
The different conclusion is the guy that's not in the tournament's a passive listener to the conversation.
He's pointing to the map.
He's pointing to where they were just talking about.
And they're not supposed to talk about it because
they're talking about it to each other.
He's not allowed to do that.
Who? To another competitor?
Non-competitor.
No, there's another competitor there.
But Terry's not a competitor.
Right, but he's
not allowed to be
there's no indication that he's talking to him or what's going on there.
Agreed.
Just because somebody's pointing at the map, you can't draw a conclusion that he's giving them a spot to go fish. They may have told him about that creek, and he's pointing to it, saying, "Hey, is this the creek you're talking about?"
We found the blood of the murder victim on Mr. Simpson's gloves, his car, his shoes, his shirts, and
Pete,
every house he's ever lived in, but he's not guilty.
But there's definitely ways that it could be they're not getting outside information. There's definitely ways, but it's a lot easier to find.
Let me tell you something. If I'm Jacob Wheeler and I'm getting information, breaking a rule with another competitor there, breaking the rule with me, I'm not posting that picture.
I'm gonna have to call innocence just for that reason. I'm gonna have to call
I'm
innocence
not
on
posting
this.
that picture.
I don't infer anything from the
I'm
picture.
not calling innocence or guilt. I'm just saying, damn.
What it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't infer anything.
Who the hell am I to call anything? I'm just saying, damn.
That picture alone is not grounds to DQ anybody.
But in this day
maybe
and
it's
age.
enough for the tournament director to ask
Hey,
the
Pete,
question.
if you're in that event and you see that picture and you know the rules,
I'm drawing. The term. If it's brought to the tournament director's attention, it's in his court.
if you're the only one with info on that, are you bringing it to the tournament director's attention?
I'm
asking.
In that situation, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd be on the fence with whether or not.
And again, Jake posted it himself, so if he's doing shit, he's not going to post it, right?
Right.
I mean, you would think, but I'm just like, damn, dude, it just doesn't look good.
It's kind of thing where a tournament director's got to get that picture. If he gets that picture and somebody says, I don't know if this is cheating or not, but this is what I saw on the internet, he's going to have to go and interview the guys. He's got to say what they were talking about. There's got to be some other.
Was the other guy associated with the tournament at all?
Evidence.
Is the other guy who's not a competitor associated with the tournament at all?
So from the info I got, Terry McWilliams, who is a former competitor, and currently he's a guide, but he has competed in the Classic. He's competed in the Opens. I don't know what else. Sorry, Terry. But Terry was a camera boat.
Okay.
And apparently Terry was asking them about a route to run because there was a protest filed based off of this picture.
Okay.
And that is the story that was told.
Well, the glove didn't fit.
Yeah.
You must have quit.
But I'm saying, damn.
I could tell you that.
That's not a well thought out post.
Well,
in the least.
If he's helping the camera boat driver, that's new information to me. I've had that happen a million times to me. I haven't been in the.
What, fish this waypoint here, and this is where it's at, right on this point? How do I drive around this point here that you better not go to?
Right, and I avoid posting those pictures. But the camera boats call you. They call you. They're waiting for you at the weigh-in. They're calling you at night, and they're talking to you in the morning. You're talking about maps, where to run, how can I get there, how can I follow this guy, and can I follow you? So that being said, that's that seems to alleviate.
While you're running this way, While you're running this way, should I run past this?
Yeah.
Or this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. The guy, I don't. Glove didn't fit. Free Jacob.
It's a very difficult rule. Bottom line, that no information rule is a challenging rule because it changes the way that you relate to people. Basically, it's a lonely freaking sport. People don't appreciate this about our sport. You spend a ton of time by yourself. You're practicing by yourself. You're fishing the tournament with a marshal guy you don't know. You're pretty much by yourself. You travel great distance, driving across the country over and over again by yourself. So you spend all this time, and now you gotta, even your fishing buddies, you can't even talk to. Like Mike and I can't. The word Chesapeake comes up, and we got to stop conversation. Mike walks out of the room.
It's like you're sending Mixoplex back to his parallel universe. You know what I mean? Tricking him into saying we're backwards. I don't know. Sorry.
It's hard, right?
But no,
you talk to the guys that you always talk to your whole life about fishing. Now you can't talk to them.
I imagine if Jacob was
I hear you, Pete.
Unaware enough.
That is tough.
If Jake was unaware enough to post that pic, I'm sure we can trick him into coming back on the show and give him another polygraph test about it. You know what I mean?
No, but like when Mike could no longer fish, practice with his uncle who he was touring with, or Becky who was touring with him. When that came in, I'm like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Mike's got his uncle there, but they started cutting back on people practicing, with outsiders, and I saw how it hit Mike. It was family, but still, but like you said, you can't talk to those people anymore, and that's tough. That's super tough, and that's a shame, and a lot of gray area.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying they're doing anything because he wouldn't have posted it, but it just looked really bad, and there was a protest filed.
That's interesting. Who filed protest?
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah, and if I did know, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, we.
Well, do you have is there any other pictures associated with that of people doing something that looks like it's bad but not really?
We have some of our own.
What happened?
Here we got Stormtrooper. Got caught brushing his teeth with Mike's toothbrush. And the dumbass posted on social media.
But how do you know he's brushing his teeth? How do you know right now he's not asking the toothbrush what's the best way to brush the teeth?
How do you know that's Mike's toothbrush?
Well, you couldn't see it, but it said Mike's toothbrush on the picture.
Any others? Any other pictures
that's pretty incriminating.
Any other pictures that infer wrongdoing but can be easily explained?
I don't know what the freak.
Explain that, Pete.
I can't explain why I have Elmo PJs on in that picture, but it looks incriminating.
It looks.
I mean, that's
like
yeah.
Something. Oh wait, I'm sorry. There's Eric in a dress.
I got nothing to say.
Yeah. Pete again.
Can we zoom up on Pete's PJs? It doesn't look like his legs.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Like it looks like a puppet.
That's enough. What are these guys doing?
It's our boy Seth.
Loving you.
Seth looked like he's about to backstep.
Yeah. Oh man. You know what? What tonight, guys? Why don't we do a contest? Viewers, if you could send us in the funniest picture of you doing something incriminating, it can be easily explained into something not incriminating. You're going to win some stuff. We're going to put together for you. Bri, what do you think?
Yes.
All right.
Like it.
So, how do you want them to send it in?
Through the IM board on the website?
No, email. Then we can get it right up. We can pull them up.
Okay. Yeah.
Just email it to IkeLiveShow@gmail. That's the easiest way.
So email the funniest picture you can come up between now and 25 minutes when we get Becky on.
Pull it off there and then put it on this computer.
The people on the website will see it.
Yeah.
All right, so send it to
we thought this out.
Send it to the IM board.
All right.
All right, so send it to the IM board, guys.
IM board on the website, Ike Live.
Now, there was another something that we had heard. Bri brought it to my attention about the angler that was referring to his brother told him to fish in this creek the whole time. Did anything ever result of that, or what were the details on that?
You talking about Jesse Wiggins?
Was that who it was?
Yeah, I think when Jesse, it might have been day one, got into a flurry of catching them. Mm-hmm. He made a comment like, yeah, you know, my brother said just stay in the backs of the creeks and keep throwing this crankbait.
Oh,
it's his brother.
God.
Yeah. Right? And again, I don't know if it was exactly phrased that way, but that no info rule is so sketchy, right? So much gray area there. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of Jesse, so I'm not.
I wonder how he felt right after that last one left his mouth, you know?
But could you imagine not being able to talk to your brother about an event?
You know, who's your advisor? You know, who's been your confidant? Like who else? I mean, I had mentors fishing and you know, that have, you know, helped me over the years, and you know, you talk to them, man. You're like, you tell them about the patterns that you're doing. They help you work through it and get a little bit of coaching. You know, boy, a lot of that's just going out the window. You know, it's making it hard. But I think, and you know, Tripp had talked about this. They interviewed Tripp on the live show, and he talked about the advisory board and how they're constantly revisiting the information rule and you know, trying to make things, you know, better. You know, the reason why the information rule is there is because they wanted it, right? The guys wanted the guys that were the information hogs to not be able to do that.
I know, and I'm not going to say the name. I know this as a matter of fact that a very prominent angler on a very popular lake had, during the spawn, arsenal of guides going out marking beds and gave him the information. I know this happened as a matter of fact, and it's someone we've never. It's not a friend of ours. You know what I mean? Like, it's not someone we've. But this is before all this happened.
Yep.
But
well, it's been going on a long time.
It existed, man.
Guy, you know, it's been going on a long time. You know, one of the greatest anglers of all time, and you know, he'll tell you this to your face, is Roland Martin, and he has been ultra successful. 9 Angler of the Year titles, won 1 million tournaments, and he gets help. He'll tell you that without any, you know, qualms about saying it. That's the way he operates. He likes to talk to people about fishing. He likes to talk to them about what's going on in a body of water, and it helps them cut the learning curve, gets them to the fish faster. And there's a lot of guys out there on the tournament trail that operate like that. It's, you know, and you can make the argument what is different from getting information from some guy or guide than going on the internet and researching who's putting up YouTube videos and reading about stories? I mean, everybody's doing research. Everybody's getting information in some way to help them perform.
The internet is public. The internet is public.
Right.
The cutoff for the anglers before the event is 30 days, correct? Correct?
No, well, no, it's when the tournaments are announced.
The cutoff to practice it.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Hey guys, can you stop stealing my thunder from a show? You know I love delving into these boring topics of rules and regulations.
Well, let me finish my point.
Sorry.
So, I mean, the difference between getting information off the internet and seeing how a tournament went and communicating with somebody directly on that lake who's out there practicing the week of the event for you, well, how's that not it?
Getting a YouTube guy that was on there in the last 30 days that you're the only one that knows that he was there.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, come on, it's information, man. Everybody's getting information in different capacities.
I'm a fan of the no info rule because I believe you should bait your own damn hook. You know what I mean? And I'm not a fan of the guys that go out and just create the biggest community of friends. So I like to see the
that's
guys
what
go
you're
stand on
that's
the
what
road.
you're not a fan of, but that's a damn good strategy that has worked well for a lot of guys over the years. Having a network of guys that can help you learn how to fish a jig better, learn how to swim bait better, learn how to deep crank better. Having that network, that's part of honestly, that's what we all were joined a club for, right? To get that kind of exposure, to get mentored in a certain capacity, help you grow
Are you
to
a
the next
Patriots
level.
fan?
Can you guys end each statement with a catchphase, please? Bait your own hook. Go. What was yours? End it.
I don't know.
Oh, come
win.
on, man.
I don't know.
Let's get some catchphrases going and just make this even less
All
interesting.
right, we got one more pic to put up just for a friend of ours real quick. Dave, you're going to enjoy this one. E-Rock, you got to...
Who are
That's
these
Darth
guys?
Vader,
That's Maz.
a.k.a. Darth Vader.
Can you minimize that, dude, so we can see them all? I don't know. I just love the picture.
I need some fish for my family.
I love that guy.
Yeah, shout out Moz, man. He sent me this shirt too.
I know. Brian put him on the phone the other night. The Machine Head. We're at Machine Head concert. And Brian's like, here. And
Did I?
yeah. I was talking to that dude. It's Mario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know him as Maz. I'm sorry. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's his gang name.
So bottom line is nobody got DQ'd though, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Everybody's clean.
I thought it was an interesting picture. You know what I mean?
He was showing the
I'm
camera
not the
guy
only
how
one
to
that thought it
crash.
because somebody filed a protest, from what I understand.
Yep.
So.
Well, people are out there filing protests. There are those guys that'll do it, man.
Trip should have turned that over to us. We could have handled that in interrogation. We'd have got to the bottom of it.
I don't know what we would have concluded.
That he was innocent. That the glove didn't fit.
The glove didn't
That he was telling the camera guy how to get around that point there, and should it be a point that he stops at.
Well, the next thing coming up is the Bassmasters Classic. Are you coming to the Classic, Dave?
Nah, man, it happens when states happens, and my son's in the state championship this year, man.
Ah, sweet. Did he qualify?
Yeah, he
already
qualified.
for it?
Yep.
Okay. What's his weight class?
85.
85 pounds.
Yeah, novice 85. Novice is the weight class. It's like, it's a kid's 9 and 10 years old.
How many kids are going to be in that competition?
It's like, I don't know, my God, probably 1,000 kids. I don't know. I mean, there's age groups from 4 all the way up to right before high school. 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. So I mean, probably 1,000 kids overall over the course of a couple of days.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing the videos because I'll be down at the class.
Yeah, no, I would love to. I mean, I'd love that if they change up the date. I mean, it's just he's never wrestled a match without me in his corner. I'm not gonna.
All right, guys at Bassmasters, we'd like to see if there's an opportunity for you guys to change your date for the upcoming Bassmaster Classic, so that Dave can attend with us. But we'll be down there. Bass University will be down there, at the convention center. So you guys definitely want to come by and check us out down there. But I'm looking forward to going to South Carolina. The guys, are going to be fishing a cold water tournament. A lot of guys have some experience on this body of water, and coming out of Lake Martin, man, it's like they've got a total warm up for the Classic. They're going to be fishing the exact same way.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite in your own mind?
No, it's hard to say. I mean, the guys. I think T.O.'s pattern, with that shallow, aggressive scenario, I don't know if that's going to be a deal down there because we're going through this big warming trend right now, and it's going to get blasted with cold. And I don't know that South Carolina saw all this rain. So, I'm kind of leaning towards the guys that did so well deep, I think it's going to be possibly a cold water, deep water tournament, but we don't know until we get closer to the event.
Right. It's a month away.
So Adrian's hot. I'm pulling for him. I'd like to, he's using the Demiki rig, did extremely well. Look for him to do really well down there again. Mike, of course, dialed in on this body of water before on, the blueback patterns, which are so interesting, how those fish stay shallow. They're shallow early and then move around a lot. So,
how come Mike's not hot? You like taller guys?
He's not hot?
You said Adrian's hot. Sorry, I don't know. I'm a child. Apologize for Brian's face. Yeah.
Pat Renwick chimed in and said there's more gray area, or the no info rule is grayer than B. Arthur's pubes. So just thought I would share that for the squeaky clean Pat Renwick, the Straight Cast Outdoor Parks and Television.
There's a pretty gray.
Who's B. Arthur? Who's B. Arthur?
Some old person. Hey, we're going to play a commercial spot here, take a quick break. We're going to go back and we're going to get Mike and Becky and Justin, Brandon, James
Thank goodness.
Edoms.
Getting jumped into the Italian mob out there.
All right.
All the rest of them.
The Molix boys.
Team Molix.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say on this because they were in the event, so it'll be interesting to see their perspective.
I want to talk to them what it's like when you're sitting down and getting interviewed by them for a sponsorship. Like, you coming into this thing of ours.
Be back in 3 minutes, 9 seconds.
I got a surprise for you. You gotta come out.
I'm respooling my reels, baby.
Oh, hush. Watch your step. Whoa, watch your step there. Come on. Keep them closed.
I got them closed.
No peeking.
Stop holding my arm so tight.
Oh, all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
Oh, yes.
Yes! Woo!
Is everything everywhere? Oh, yes, yes.
Wait.
Yes, yes.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
No, baby, go back.
Look. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, but baby, look. I got you a boat. Mystery Tackle Box is the perfect gift for the fishing fanatic in your life. It's a monthly box filled with some of the most innovative fishing gear on the market, hand-selected by industry professionals. Check out all the different options available at mysterytacklebox.com.
At the end of the day, all that really matters is the feel of a strike. Most game fish rely heavily on scent for survival, from hunting prey to avoiding becoming prey themselves. Made with real bait fish and spiked with bite stimulants, Liquid Mayhem has been proven to trigger a feeding response in stressed fish.
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has two products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice Live Well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
And we're live. Nobody pays the hell attention. Yeah. I mean, we could just do a show where you guys sit on the couch and have private conversations.
Well, no, I never left my job. I'm the only one that sat here ready to go, and you guys are all walking around. He's out there, whatever, pouring
I was enjoying
whiskey.
our conversation, Dave.
That's good.
Yeah,
You guys
so what we were
you
talking
guys
about.
should get together on the weekends.
Right. What we were talking about. No, he's too busy. You're too busy hanging out in his dorm room with all of his friends. The old guy crashing his videos.
No, they
Gross.
came down to my garage, and that dorm room's my house, fool.
True. Were you watching that live stream? Were you watching Eric the Intern live that night?
No, yeah, I did. And then fire your buddies, all right? Fire them guys, all right?
Look, we were tired, all right?
Trying to make something watchable. All right, listen. So what we were talking about was Eric's YouTube channel. What's the name of it again?
Bass Fishing Jersey, something I'd love to change.
So look for the one where he's fishing for trout.
10 more names.
It's an awesome video, and that's what we were talking about. So Eric, go ahead and tell us about that shoot. At
Yeah,
this
so
river.
man, I mean, this is a couple weeks ago. This is over winter break, and usually, I have this one friend. I grew up with him. He lives out in Long Island now, and every year, he comes back from Long Island over winter break, and we do some sort of crazy fishing trip. This time, he happened to come back, and the day after he came back, we were supposed to have this bomb cyclone. I know a lot of people, you guys remember. Yeah, even the name was menacing, man. The bomb cyclone. So we decided.
Do you think they're making up these names
They're
for
yes.
Weather Channel?
Oh, for the media. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because nor'easter's weak. Bomb cyclone.
So that's happening. That's like incoming. And we decide, well, what better idea to drive 3 hours north of where we're at into the uninhabited wilderness of New York. This is a tributary off the upper Delaware, so it's like 3 hours away from here. While the storm is coming in on us, and we're going to fish the next day. So that's what we decided to do. We got up to the cabin. We wake up the next morning. There's snow everywhere. We're in the middle of the mountains. There's no cell phone service, none of that. And we decide we make the trip. It's like an hour from the cabin to the river. So we're already 3 hours of driving in. We got to make another hour of driving to the river in a snowstorm where you're not seeing any other cars on the road besides cops and snowplows. Those are the only cars we saw on the road. And my 03 Grand Cherokee with 200,000 miles on it, which I had that thing in 4-wheel drive, second gear, man. It was going like over 4,000 RPMs.
What
to get
could
to
go
the
wrong?
spot, but we were going for it. We made it. And it was all worth it, man. First fish of the year was a wild brown trout. Here, I'm going to pull up this picture real quick. These aren't from the same spot, but it just shows you, man, how cool these fish are. I think they're some of the most beautiful fish that swim. When they're wild, you can definitely tell. But look at these things.
So, look at that. It
Look
looks
at
like
that
something
fish.
you'd
I mean,
see out
does it
in the
get
ocean.
better? I love smallmouth too, but I think as far as color scheme goes, these brown trout, man.
But that wasn't caught on this trip, was it?
It was not caught on this
Right.
trip, but no, it's like you get the idea. That's very. These were caught. Get this. These were caught 30 minutes outside of Philly.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Yeah, I won't get into like real specifics on the spot, but we actually fished a pond. It's a small with a little bit of current coming through, but it's a small pond that's loaded with wild brown trout, and it's 30 minutes outside of Philly.
But back to your story with this river. I mean, it's one of the most scenic YouTuber type fishing show. I mean, it looks like something you would see someone like taking a picture of for like the month of December in a catalog.
See, yeah, it's
for
great,
New
but it's
York.
funny, Dave. It's like, I mean,
Or
it's nothing
calendar.
compared to the stuff that like the Googans are putting out, though. Like you just don't watch it, so you're not.
Can you
exposed
please
to
stop
it.
swinging from the Guggen mule? All right,
But
we're
they're
talking about
going-
you
think
with the
about it, man.
Guggen.
They're going to
all
like
right?
they're going to like Taiwan.
Jesus
they're going
Christ.
to they're going all over the world, and here I am 3 hours north in the snow. and
But I'm
it's-
not talking about the Googans. I'm
yeah, I
talking
know.
about
I'm just
your
saying.
show.
Like, there's a lot of good
that
stuff
was an
on.
excellent shoot. Don't
There's a
talk
lot
about
of. You
them.
said it's like the best. There's a lot of good stuff on YouTube. There's a lot. But yeah, no, I had a fun time filming with my friends up there, man. It's always a good time.
You're like Tarzan swinging from their junk, dude. Like, out of here, man. Fucking trying to get you some views on your show.
Oh man, yeah. One more thing, real quick, man. One more thing I'd like to point out in that video. The next week. You done?
Go ahead.
You done?
You got to just plow through.
One
Just
more thing I wanted to bring up,
Ignore
man,
these two.
in that video.
They're
like,
in their own world.
The next week, I went up there with two girls, Alyssa and Rebecca, chicks ripping lips. And the cool thing that you'll notice in that video is the week before I was up there with two guys, and I kid you not, those girls were more enthusiastic and more like they were hopping over rocks faster, climbing up mountains faster than the guys were. So that was just cool to see. I don't know. It's cool that we got.
They're no joke.
Yeah, man. No, seriously. And like taking them up there, they were saying how like into it they were and all that. Like, oh, we'll be fine. We're so excited. Blah blah blah. And I was like trying to.
That's a good test. That's a good
I was
test
trying to
when you had
explain to
them.
them. I'm like, yo, like listen, like 95% of the guy friends I know that fish wouldn't make it out there. So I'm just letting you know. And they didn't care at all. They went up there, treated it like it was nothing. And the best part is the first day we got skunked. We didn't catch one trout the first day. And they were so like that didn't faze them at all, man. We went out the next day. It was another tough day, but at the very end of the day, Rebecca finally caught one, and like she was the only one that caught a trout, and it's because she stayed persistent and didn't give up. I wasn't even fishing anymore. She was still out there doing her thing, and she finally caught one. So that was cool.
Young guys watching, you watched Mikey Balls earlier talk about how we're all equal, and I mean, so long as you have a friend that has a cabin out in the remote woods next to a stocked river full of trout, and
bingo,
you got the time of being away from school to go drive out there, you too can catch a few lake trout in a blizzard.
Him talking about those two made me think of that scene from A Bronx Tale, where father, I think it was Sonny said, no, was it Dad? Talk about when she unlocks the door for you. That's one of the good ones.
Yeah,
remember that scene?
Yeah. The best one was when the
she
bikers
wants to fish more than you.
Yeah.
That's one of the good
when
ones.
she'll hike 5 miles in the snow and ice.
Yeah, and drive up to New York into that.
No, because the conditions, like it's if you don't have the like where they were at, like I could picture my feet freezing off. I can just picture a whole bunch of reasons why I wouldn't have been
problem
there.
was,
I'm telling you right now, it's unsafe. I mean,
if we got in
gotta have
trouble,
emergency gear.
if we got in trouble out there, you had no cell phone service, no cars around you for the foreseseeable future.
Just the only thing that only body heat is the only thing that you could survive.
Brian and I were just talking. What are you talking about? Some Brokeback Mountain spooning? Got to survive, man.
Man, he had young
whatever
ladies,
you got to do.
He had young ladies with him, man.
What happens in the woods? Listen, Brian and I were talking about this. If when you were young, you didn't make stupid mistakes where you should have died, then you're not going to be able to tell your kids don't make stupid mistakes because you're going to die, right? How many times should we be dead, Brian? A lot.
Several.
How many times? He should have been dead the other day, and he didn't. He made it. Now he can tell his kids when they decide to go do some remote goddamn fishing show in a bomb cyclone with a shitty truck. Don't do it.
Not gonna lie.
Bring an E-perp.
My friends have said this to me a few times. Like my one friend that I fish with a lot, and we've been in some situations. I think I'm one of those 9 lives kind of people.
No, eventually
I'm not
they
gonna. But I've already used like at least 4 or 5 of them. So I'm running out of time. I don't know how long I could do these crazy adventures until they catch up to me finally.
Well, it was cool. It was cool that the girls went with you. We saw at Bass University. We had a girl drive up from Austin to Tulsa.
Wow.
To join her club, her fishing club.
Yeah.
Because she wanted to learn and get the information. I was at the Palmyra fishing flea market today, which was really cool. Shout out to the guys at the flea market. And it was really cool because there was a girl in there just asking questions about bass lures. Like she's all by herself, just totally immersed in the sport of fishing. It's just really cool to see.
Were the Googans there signing autographs and kissing babies? What happened there?
Hey, I guarantee I walked through, uninhibited by anybody even recognizing me hardly. The Guggen squad would have been in there. They'd have been swamped.
They're like YouTube royalty. Like Eric was cowering. Mikey Balls, you would have thought we were talking about 2 Chainz if he's in the hip hop scene. Like he was afraid, you know what I mean? Like they're afraid of these guys. I don't get it.
It really is. Look,
the fans get to choose.
Listen to me.
Get to choose
there really is like an honest level of respect there between all of us. There is, man, because listen, I do remember the days going on there in 2010 when getting 2 comments, not 4, getting a comment on a video was a big deal. Getting 100 views on a video was a big deal. And it was like this real small community. The fishing community on YouTube was real small, and we were all kind of cool with each other. And but we could talk all this shit we want to talk, but at the end of the day, it's cool to see how these kids went from being young and just doing something for fun to making big money off it and making it into a career,
From one to another, man. You're like Spider-Man going through the city, swinging from one mule to the next. There's only 5 of them, though. What happens when you get to the end? You just double back. You just keep going back and forth till you burn out, right?
Don't listen, E. Don't listen. They're in their own world.
All right, I'll just go.
They're in their own world that nobody cares about. See, everybody has an audience. Even these guys.
No,
I am his and he is mine. I'm with you, bro.
Hey,
that's what
are you?
Sometimes me and Brian have been standing somewhere, and he's like, "Dude, like, all we do is sit here and make fun of her and make ourselves like. All we do is make fun of people and just laugh between each other. Like,
Well, that's as it should be.
Yeah, I don't know
All right,
about that.
have you wrapped up your story, Yee?
I think we're good. Yeah, I think we
No,
covered it.
I tried to help him out with the snow shoot, and he starts.
Hey, you know, I got a really cool story from one of our boys that happened, and it's about, well, it relates back to the Eagles, so you can step outside the room because you're probably not interested.
I'll join you,
But
Dave.
Mr. Gary, who's a school bus driver up in our part of the country, up in my neighborhood, up in north central Jersey, is such a passionate Eagles fan, and the parents all love him. The kids that he works for all just love him to death, and he runs a youth tournament every year that's super well attended, but the fishing tournament, right? So this guy is so well loved in this community. The parents of the kids that he drives all got together and bought him a pair of Super Bowl tickets.
Jeez,
right? They're $4,000 a pop, right? They created a GoFundMe site, and all the parents contributed, and inside of like something ridiculous, like 5 days, they had this man Super Bowl tickets.
That must be from Eric's neighborhood where he grew up at. You ain't getting that down here.
Think about all the good that could have been done with that money.
They'll get you a dinner at Olive
This
Garden.
man has
around
been
here.
doing good in the sport of fishing, teaching kids how to fish
Yeah.
for 30 years,
I
right?
got
He's been taking care of children, getting them safe back and forth from school and ice, snow, the whole bit. It's a good man, really good man. And like I said, passionate Eagles fan. They just felt they wanted to do something nice for this guy. They didn't realize it was going to happen that quick or how it was going to blow up. Anyway, they got him a pair of Super Bowl tickets. So he's all over the news. He's on NBC, ABC, makes the national NBC news.
Right.
With this wonderful story, this feel-good story of this community rallying together and taking care of this guy. And so the Eagles find out about it. So he, on Super Bowl Sunday, he's going to the bowl. He drives to the NovaCare Center where they pick him up with a car, and they put him on a charter flight with all the other VIPs, fly him to Minneapolis, watches the Super Bowl with his with the tickets that everybody bought for him, and flies back and got to see that Super Bowl.
They really rolled out the red carpet.
The Eagles rolled out the red carpet. He had and then of course the Eagles win, and I think Gary should take full credit for being the luck charm for bringing that Super Bowl home to us.
Brian, how much time do we have, Brian? Because I want to bring something up if we have a few minutes. Brian.
Go ahead, man. I'm trying to get him on Skype.
I just
but
need your
it's not
backup
working.
on this. I mean, it's about for the people watching, I loathe Eagles fans. All right, now I can say this because.
Well, wait, before you go on, and Chris, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry,
Mr. Gary.
What else they do?
He has a
Google lifetime Guggen Squad membership.
He has a youth event for the Hillside Elementary School. He has a youth fishing event every year. Gets great sponsorship from everybody around. I've participated in it. The great folks at Rapala have participated in it. We're going to have it again this year, but we're going to have a Riverside or a Hillside versus can't remember the Parkway. Hillside versus Parkway School little fishing derby this year. So, Mr. Gary, thanks for all you've done for the kids. I want to thank you. I know you had a great time. It was great seeing you today. And now you can go on and tell your mean, hurtful story.
Did he
about
bring
Eagles
Mr. Hat
fans.
with him on the trip? Mr. Gaverson? What was that? Hello, Mr. Hat. We're going to go watch the Eagles, Mr. Hat. All right. No, so, you know what? I can say this. I had season tickets for one season in the 700 level at the old Veteran Stadium, right? And for people who have went to the old Veteran Stadium, the 700 level was the ghetto, right? It was absolutely where all the fights, it's where all the beer cans got launched from. And I can unequivocally say I didn't want the Eagles to win because I hate every single one of those people up there. It was the worst experience I ever had attending any sport event. They always want to fight. And you could be wearing Eagle stuff and you're going to get into a fight with these savages. They were all dirt from like the shitty sections of Philadelphia, like Fishtown and Kensington.
It's half our listeners.
All right. No, it ain't half our listeners. And let me tell you what. So I'm going to tell you another story. Me and Brian, I brought Brian to a game one time, and there's a
My
row
bachelor
of them.
party. Part of my bachelor party.
There was like 20 of them behind us, and it was me, a bunch of cops, four other cops, and Brian. and they're spilling beer on us. And I know that if we get into it with these guys, we're going to get jumped, right? It's not a situation where we're going to fight.
Not only that, Judge Seamus, this was at the vet.
This is when we had a court.
So this is when they had the court below the stadium with Judge Seamus McCaffrey would hold court. So when you got in trouble at the game, you went right to court and right to jail, right on the spot. You remember this, Pete?
It's interesting. I've not heard of this.
How old's that shirt? New fan? So,
right. So, there's this.
I don't often get arrested, but go ahead.
There's this one loudmouth. There's this one loudmouth who's trying to agitate the whole group. And I just said to everyone, look, guys, this is not a time to take a stand. Let's just weather through this. And
dude, so he was sitting behind us, right? And it was over nothing. So one of our guys got hit with something.
Beer. They spilled a whole beer on him.
Yeah. And this dude just and just started. And he's in my ear, then his ear. And I mean, like, nonstop, dude. The Eagles were playing the Oilers. Eddie George. Because I remember Eddie George broke one at the end of the game. And the Oilers won. But this dude was nonstop right behind us chirping. And it was just like, all the tough talk. And you're like, all right, man, you could just grab him, pull him down. But you're going to be in a big fight, and you're going to go down and see the judge. So it's just like,
and we all drank a lot.
Red. I feel the pulse in my eyes. And we're all like this. And again, it's me. I'm the smallest guy there. And it's 4 Camden cops, big guys. And he's running his mouth. I beat up cops. I've been to jail. I'm this, that, the other thing. And it goes on and on and on, dude. And I swear to God, Pete, it would test your patience.
So it gets great. So we're leaving. The game ends. We forgot about this guy. All of a sudden, Brian's like, Dave, there's that dude. And he was like by himself. He had broken off from the pack. And we weren't even going that way, dude. We followed him out to the parking lot, man. And Brian, I didn't know what we were going to do, but Brian is totally zoned in on this guy. And Brian takes this running start and just hip checks him. Just laid him out onto the ground and started repeating all the stuff the guy had said to him. This gutless coward that had all these things to say when he was surrounded by people. Hands right in his pockets, eyes down, like, hey, I don't want no problem, man. I ain't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just
it wasn't thought out, man. I remember we're following him, and I'm like, I'm going to talk to him. All that shit I had to hear, I want to ask him some questions. And the next thing I hear is my feet slapping the pavement. Swear to God, it was out-of-body experience. I just hear this, and I was running full speed and just ran him over. But.
See, this guy that you're talking about is right now telling the same story that I was cheering for the Eagles, minding my own business, and when I left the stadium, I got blindsided by this whole group of Camden cops
by
and this
crazy
other
carpenter.
Dude, we were at a bar. I got jumped by a bunch of these filthy dirt bags because I had a Bears hat on.
Jesus,
all right, I got jumped. Then I got jumped.
Well, you wore a Bears costume to a Philly bar.
So when I did, they took my Bears hat. I had the whole bar pushing me against the wall. Everyone got thrown. Dude, it was we all get thrown out of the bar, right? So, do you think I'm killing people with these stories, Bri?
We chug it up, huh?
You're killing me.
All right, so I'm gonna get this one's very funny. I'm teaching at the police academy at the time, and I'm not a model instructor. I'm just not. I don't know why they let me do it, but I'm teaching at the police academy, and we did not let the recruits go to bars because too many bad things can happen to recruits at the bar. Well, a recruit that we had grew up with that was a few years younger than us was there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not someone that was going to report him, but he was going to pay for not following the rules just because of the stupid things that can happen at the bar, which I had gotten involved in. So my hat gets taken. I'm being a good sport about it. Brian takes the hat back. Before we know it, there's this got converged on, right? So we start getting thrown out. It's snowing. I'm at the bottom of the steps waiting for Brian's getting thrown out. Then my buddy John gets thrown out. Somebody else where gets thrown out. There was this old lady. The bouncer had her in like a body slam position, and she's hanging on to the door frame trying to not get thrown out. And I remember she was one of the ones attacking me. Like she threw her down the steps. They threw this old broad right down the steps, man. I don't know. Eagles fans, I hate everyone.
Hey, Dave does not speak for the Ike Live show or me. We had a great Super Bowl. We had fans that traveled to Minnesota. That was a home game there. They're passionate. They're the same guys that showed up for Mike when he won the tournament here on the Delaware River. And, there's bad eggs in every single crowd. I give you that. But man, there's a lot of passion here in Eagles fans. I'm all for it. How about the IM board? Are they loving the Eagles fans, or what do they say?
Someone goes, new name for Dave's podcast. My hatred for younger, more successful fishermen and other tales of filthy Philly fans.
That's good.
It's a long name, but I like it.
Good job. I like it. Is that what I sound like? Because I don't want to sound like that kind of a guy. I'm just trying to have fun.
I think that's how you're coming off right now to a few of our viewers, Dave.
I gotta get my skills up there. I'm used to sitting over there and just throwing one-liners. I'm not used to having to talk though.
They're getting to know you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a bad thing. Apparently, I'm this disgruntled little prick that rips on everyone.
Hey, BTC, what's next on the agenda?
Working on Mike right now. Working on getting that Skype
I'm
call
trying to get the
up.
Skype connected.
I'm 25 minutes out, dude.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
are you watching the Olympics?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you something. So I'm in that bar last night, right? And I heard of the sport curling, and I actually watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
I tell you, one thing I hate more than Eagles fans is curling. All right. Oh my God, dude, how's that an Olympic sport? How did those filthy, rotten Olympic pound of people try to take wrestling out of the Olympics, and curling's still in there?
Yeah. Curling's cool, dude.
Dude, for people that don't know, who should know, like I didn't know, curling is they have this like looks like a kettlebell, and it's a woman scoots it down the ice, and then I guess her husband or friend gets in front of it with like a broom and clears the path of the ice until it lands in the bullseye. Like, it's ridiculous, man. They were going to take wrestling out of the Olympics, and curling still was a part of it. The only cool thing was they went back and forth with the skiing and the shooting.
Yeah,
now that's legit. That's
you like
that? That's funny because I tried to watch that with Heather. She's like, "What are we even watching?"
To me, that is to me that is the most crazy sport. I mean, you're skiing, and what in the world do the two have to do with each other?
Dude, but I mean, think about it. Like if you're living in Norway, that's how you're killing things, man. You're skiing for it, and then you're shooting them right between the eyes.
Is
and going home
anybody
and
really
eating it.
doing that? Is anybody cross country skiing and hunting at the same time?
No, but we finally got them connected.
Alaskans,
so they're moving the hell on.
whatever they call it, subsistence living. I don't know.
Go.
There it is.
Hey, man, we need your rescue here. This show is we're talking about crazy Olympic sports, man. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Man, we're doing all right. We're doing all right over here. We saw an amazing tournament down at Lake Martin. You did extremely well. Got off to a good start. A lot of your guys did good, man. How you guys doing? Are you celebrating?
We're doing good. We're all celebrating. We've had a really good week here. Not just me, but a lot of the guys. We're here at dinner tonight. We've got Brandon Polinick with us. We have Justin Lucas with us, and we have James Elam, and we've all had decent events. You know, in one respect or another. Dude, this was a tough one. This was a tricky one. It wasn't an easy one. I know a couple guys on Bass Live today made it look easy, but it was not. It was not easy. It was not easy. It was a tricky tournament. It was a junk fishing event. You know, and that's for me. That's how I survived it. I had 10 bites total in 2.5 days of practice. So I went to this event really, really worried, you know, scared almost of what was going to happen. But I had just enough bites to be able to go ahead and create somewhat of a small pattern and expand on it in the tournament. And I think at dinner tonight, talking to these guys, everybody encountered the same thing. Really, really tough fishing. Piecing it together minute by minute, and we were able to salvage some points out of it. And that's the deal. You know, this is the first event of the year. You've got to think long term. You know, you get to the point where, you know, the reality of surviving an event kicks in, and that was the case for a lot of us here. You know, including me, and to have a 29th place finish. Man, I feel like I won the tournament. I feel like Takahiro Omori.
Woo!
I knew it. I knew it.
29th place.
Yes. Yes. How you guys doing? Let me tell you real quick. I miss you guys. I see the studio. I miss you guys.
You also missed Machine Head, my friend.
I did miss. I saw the pictures. I was very, very disappointed.
It was a great concert, as always, dude. We missed you there. That was noticed. You weren't there, dude.
I missed you guys. Hey, we have a special guest that just walked in real quick.
What's up?
Look at that. Mike McCullen in the house.
Woo!
High five, Mike.
How y'all doing tonight?
Man, we're doing all right. What are you guys all partying down there?
Absolutely.
As it should be.
I heard Mike about how he survived a while ago, and I've got it figured out now. I saw him a lot, and he fished the stuff I fished before I fished it. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's one way to survive.
Exactly.
Why didn't somebody go fish in front of T.O.?
Somebody should have. I heard he had that place to himself all week.
I know he left it for you guys all afternoon, and nobody moved in there.
Yeah, and it really makes me feel bad because coming from the Ozarks where I'm from, that's a big deal in the spring is the runoff pattern. And I actually went and looked for it the last day of practice after we got all the rain, and I just missed it. I fished a lot of back ends of pockets, but, he just went straight up the river and went to the real runoff, and that's where it went down this week.
Don't you think he got kind of lucky? I mean, you guys had rain out the yin yang predicted for this tournament, and it never impacted the flow coming where he was fishing.
There is definitely a lot of truth to that because, you look back at Table Rock a few years back when Mark Davis won, and I mean, that was like one of those floods that the lake came up 8 or 9 feet overnight. And it is pretty amazing that this place stayed as stable as it did. It came up a little bit, but it was just enough rise that those fish just kept coming to him, and he just kept catching them.
Man, he sure did. What do you guys? Are you guys Are you allowed to talk about the Classic? Are you like comparing notes and getting ready for the next?
Are you
big derby?
pointing at maps?
I'm definitely excited about the Classic, and I'm sure Mike is too. I mean, that's that kind of deal where it's going to be a mental tournament. It could be a weather tournament. There's so many things that could come into play that I'm definitely excited to get back to Hartwell.
Well, when you guys start drinking like you're obviously doing tonight, do you let each other in? Do you really share the information?
No, it all stays pretty tight. Now, some of us are a little bit more creative in how we just probe for a little bit of information from our competitors. You pat them on the back and tell them how great of a job they did last time, and it's like, now how did you catch them? That week. And, you'll get some tidbits every now and then.
I think a shot of tequila around will loosen things up a little bit.
Not with Mike. Keep that tequila away from him. I can tell he hands out knuckle sandwiches when he's drinking tequila.
That's a fact.
You better watch that, dude. I've seen that sandwich get dealt.
True, by the way. That was Mike.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Mike, I appreciate you being with us again at Bass U this year, man.
You bet, man. Always a pleasure. It's a lot of fun to come work those Bass U's. It's the fan base and the folks that we have show up at those are just awesome. It's so much different than just going to a boat show and talking to people that are just walking in. I mean, these people come to learn, and that's what Bass U is all about. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy working them, and hope to be back again next year.
Well, we'll certainly be back your way, and you're coming out to what's the trails coming out to Grand? They're coming out to your way this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to Grand again. The time of year is a little different than normal for a Bassmaster event, but it's going to be interesting. It'll keep everyone on their toes. It won't be just showing up and going and doing the same old thing that we've done the last 2 times.
I got you. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot.
On the spot.
There was a protest for information because of a picture surfaced with a couple of the elite guys talking with a non-elite competitor. Another guy on air talked about a non-elite competitor talking about information. What did you guys hear, and what are your thoughts on all that stuff?
I'm that guy that always gives everyone the benefit of the doubt, and it's, in my opinion, they were probably just being shown where the best boat ramp to put in is probably at.
We're not buying it.
No, I like that one. That's a pretty good one.
You don't buy that? That's the only thing I can make out.
I like that one a lot.
Probably trying to figure out where the best boat ramp in the back of the creek was.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got sucked into it.
I'm going to leave Mike go because he's got.
Love you, Mike. Good luck at the Classic.
Wow, man, these cameos just keep coming to Ike Live. It's crazy.
I would have thought everybody gets done the tournament and they're out of town. I'm getting the hell out of here. Did good or didn't do good. I would just want to leave this behind me. But people are staying behind.
People are staying behind. Pete, you got to remember. Think of back in the day when both me and you were single.
and we had a good tournament or a bad tournament, we would stay in town for a couple days. And you know what happened back then? I just got to say BB. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't remember much of that, but
you beat them.
BB.
Big.
I cannot confirm or deny any of the things that Mike's saying right now.
Right.
It looks like we're running out of time, right?
Yeah. Hey, Mike. So, Mike. So I heard the Molix and the Cosa Nostra opened up the books and let a few guys in. You got them around?
They did. We've actually had a really cool, exciting thing happen. The Mullix Pro staff has expanded this year, and we've got, in my opinion, 3 of the best guys you could ever have in the world on the team. And I'm going to corner a couple of these guys right now.
Corner Jason
First guy is James Elo.
There he is.
Big steak right there.
James.
Look at that thing.
Man, what is that? Dang. That's a Brontosaurus burger. Good job on that, man.
Like live. This is like
This is
live.
like
You're
live.
on
What's
like
up,
live.
guys? Let's go.
How are you doing, James? That looks like a nice jig trailer.
Go Cowboys.
Yeah.
You're not offending us here.
Hey, we love the Cowboys this year, brother.
So, James, you helped Ike and Ellie out. You get a sponsorship by one of his companies. When you're driving and you're by yourself, do you wish you helped KBD out instead?
I like Mike. He's cool.
Hey, was one of the wording in your contract, if you zero, you wake up with a horse's head next to you in bed?
That's right. That's exactly.
So, yeah, a fish wrapped in paper. James sleeping with the fishes. Mafia jokes. I don't know. I'm sorry.
All right, terrible jokes. Let's see if you can have another terrible joke for the next
Yeah,
guy.
well, if from Texas, I could. What am I going to talk about?
Justin Lucas in the house.
Justin,
What's up?
how are you, buddy?
7 days of fishing.
7 days of fishing.
Look like you just came out of a dunk tank.
What's up, Pete?
Pete with his Eagles t-shirt on.
What's up, Pete? Yeah, man. We're looking rough. It's a little rough over here.
We're Super Bowl champs up here. We're happy about it. But hey, man, great tournament this week, man.
Thank you.
What a
Spinning rod to death, man.
What a way to start out, man. Are you eyeing up the AOY this year?
I wouldn't go that far, but I was 100th place in the first tournament last year, so no more of that. You know what? BS.
Yeah. Well,
That was a rough one to swallow.
Yeah, I mean,
I have 2 months until the next tournament, so you got to think about that one for a while.
That's right. You've got to go work the classic. That's new. That's new ground for you.
I got Bass University next week.
Yes, sir.
In Gadsden, Alabama.
You can. What are you going to teach them next week?
I give a spotted bass lesson, just like I caught here this week.
Is that what
so
you
one
did?
is spotted, one is catching bedfish, sight fishing, and topwater.
How did you catch your fish this week?
Paul Nick's trying to get a ticket, but the show's sold out. He might know a guy.
Were you a deep water guy this week? Were you shallow fishing?
All deep.
All deep.
30, pretty much 35 to almost 50.
I saw you floating out in the abyss most of the week.
Yeah. It was out there.
I'd run past you. I'd be like, what the hell is he fishing out there? He's out in the middle of the ocean.
I did. Yeah. I was out there.
Yeah, I was running around the lake fishing mid-depth to shallow stuff, but I would see him out there in like the middle of the lake, and I'm like, what the hell's out there? Was it like the Titanic out there? Is it like a wreck? What's he fishing out there?
Pirate gold.
How'd you get those fish to bite in all that cloud and rainy weather out in that deep water, man? Don't they scatter?
Spots don't care, man. Spots don't care. When they're that deep, I just think they're less affected by everything.
Right.
And they're just following bait and living on the points and stuff that look good. So that's all I did, man, is I just fished, too. I didn't graph. I would graph looking for structure and then just fish. I think I waste too much time before just looking for fish when I'm idling, and you pass over so many. And I get tired of doing that. It gets frustrating because you're always looking for them when you're idling, and you don't see them, and sometimes you just put the trolling motor down, and there they are. That made a big difference for me this week.
Well, why didn't you run way up the river and fish T.O.'s spot?
Is that what you did? Did you run way up the river?
No.
Oh, T.O.'s spot.
He wants to know why you didn't move in on T.O.
Hey.
Did you guys know about that spot?
This week. That was a risky move, in my opinion. So he won. I thought 48 pounds was going to win. I didn't want to chase largemouth, man. Spots are way more consistent. Huh?
You're not a gambler.
I'm not a gambler. I'm not a pollinator.
Yeah, he's.
Well, what place did Palaniuk at?
Well, wait a minute. That's a great time to convert, and we're going to look at the gambler himself. Gambler, Brandon Palmer. What's up, everybody?
Yo.
Hey, what's up, dude?
We're doing good, man. I've been watching your 2017 AOY highlight reel a million times on the Bassmaster Live. It's pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. It was crazy. Today we're sitting in my camper. It's me, Chad Pitkins, my camera guy Kyle,
Hey, Kyle.
Tiff, and Chad's wife.
Hello.
Yeah. We're all sitting there in the camper, and they play that little highlight reel of like every tournament. That was pretty awesome. That was the first time that it hit me that I'd won AOI. It took that long.
Wow.
Well, that it hit me. Like we're all sitting there watching it quiet in the camper, and that's when it hit me.
Man.
Pretty cool.
Well, it was impressive to watch. I mean, especially, bringing up the obvious thing that stands out is you overcame a bomb, down in Florida. I mean that was incredible.
Up this week, I was pretty happy with the 70 seconds. I figure that's at least a 35-point swing ahead of last year. Makes me pretty dangerous.
Hey, Brandon, it's Dave. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Hey, I got a question. When you sat down with the Molings guys and they opened up the books, did any of them say to you, "Hey, Brandon, when that Trip Weldon talks to you, you keep your mouth shut. You don't say nothing"?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
This is our thing.
It's like a legalized mafia.
You be sleeping with the fishes. You point on the map and take a picture. You put it on the internet.
Yeah. No, we had like a serious initiation process.
Right.
But it's good.
Blood in, blood out, man. Now, Brandon, you were a 2-time state wrestling champ in the great state of Idaho, correct?
Yeah, Idaho is right.
And what do you think about them going to last year trying to take wrestling out but keeping that god-awful sport curling in? What are your thoughts on that?
In the Olympics.
Olympics. God. That was like the dumbest. Like, I'm not saying it was dumb because of curling. Like, I'm cool with curling. I got buddies that are on curling teams at home. Taking, like, what is one of the oldest sports out of the Olympics.
The oldest sport.
And, like, worldwide. Like, it's not, like, there's some countries where those guys are celebrities. Like,
Iran.
Are the Alex Rodriguez guys.
The Iranian national team, those dudes are superstars, man, in this sport. Yeah. I didn't mean to make it a wrestling show. I'm sorry.
But I'm interested in
good stuff.
Is there video of your state championship?
There what?
Is there video of you winning your wrestling matches out there?
Yeah, there are. I don't know if they're online, but there are video evidence.
Now,
I've got that to prove it.
Herniated.
Woo!
Now,
Follows my heartbeat.
That's pretty good, dude.
Whoa. Oh. That's crazy.
It's like a fish belly. Now, is your Molinks Mafia street name like Brandon the plum smuggler Palaniuk, or what is it? What street name did they give you?
Something like that. I think it's like the
Banana Bandit,
the Molix,
Banana Hammock,
lover probably.
There it is.
Because I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
The young lover.
The young lover.
Now, do you think Mike shaved his face trying to be handsome because they brought you on board, and he's trying not to be? Like, do you think he's trying to look younger?
Up the model status.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, they bring on a handsome young guy on the Molix team, then Mike all of a sudden shaves his face and gets rid of his big beard.
Back to like Ike's modeling days of his cover of his book.
Sure. Jack Youngly, Mike Iaconelli.
No shirt on, bass, flexing.
It's out with the old, in with the new.
Hey, well, maybe you guys ought to compete in your singlets on the Classic.
On Mark Jeffrey's show.
I'm not sure that I want to tussle with that.
Yeah.
Not good
the classic's coming up, man.
It's totally disgusting. Oh, I'm sorry. Pete, I have one more question.
Oh, what you got?
Well, just the classic. Or you're coming out the AOY. The classic's coming up. You got a warm-up tournament here. You feeling good about the classic?
Yeah, I am. The cool part is I know that I'm going out boat number 1.
Sweet.
So I get like free reign of wherever I want to go.
Giant bedfish.
Which, yeah, I mean, it could be a giant bedfish, like an 8-pound spot.
Nice.
8-pound spotopotamus.
Spotopotamus.
I didn't know they did that. So you take off by your Angler of the Year standings for the
Yeah,
classic.
well, no.
AOY.
It goes AOY, Classic, Champ, and then everybody else is random.
Shotgun blast off, old school.
Yep. Straight up. 1 and 2 get a go, and then it's just shotgun for everyone else.
Yeah, so Brandon got number 1. I had number 69 this year. Just to let you know, number 69 is what I drew.
Well, that's a good number for you.
Hey, I just want to say we have one more member of the Mullet staff here tonight that is an unannounced member, and he would also like to say hello. And Dave, if you want to hammer him with some terrible jokes too, you can.
Oh yeah, because those ones you wrote down on the last show on your 45-hour ride home were just so slam dunk.
No, they were good. But
run-on sentences.
Here's the 5th member of the Mullets Pro staff, brand new to the team this year, Hiawatha. Go ahead, Dave.
So, Hiawatha, how you doing? Eh?
Oh.
What do you think about Mike Iaconelli?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you can't even ad-lib a damn Indian joke, and you're going to talk about me?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's pretty stiff, if you ask me, man. But hey,
Mike,
yes.
Where are you heading next week?
Next week. So I'm headed to. I get on a plane tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and I head to London, England.
Wow.
For the next shoot of a TV show.
Wow, jet setter, man.
Can you make an announcement?
Well, we're going to make an announcement about that announcement at a different announcement, hopefully later when we make the announcement about when the announcement date will be.
All right. Well, we'll be sure and let everybody know. We'll be looking at your social posts on the crazy fish that you're going to be catching out there. But I want to congratulate you and lovely Rebecca on an amazing Ike Foundation dinner.
Thank you.
And an amazing event.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Thank
way
you.
awesome, dude.
I thank you very much, and I want to thank everybody watching tonight, and Brian, Pete, Dave, Eric the intern, John McGraw. Thank you to all the South Jersey anglers, the sponsors, everybody that supported. Man, I'm serious. I said it that night, but it was very, very emotional just to know that people are supporting kids fishing, and man, it's awesome. And it's funny, that night I put you guys on the spot, and Pete, I kind of left you out, but you're in that group too. Getting people.
Becky hacked in and cut him right off, man.
No,
Getting a little long-winded there, Junior.
That would be a dead thumb.
Yeah, that's it. I got told that they were on short batteries.
All right.
So.
Well, that's a good time to wrap it up.
So he was just about to pay us compliment? What was about to happen?
He was about to tell Pete, man, sorry for making you stand up. I just had the other guy stand up, and I forgot about you helping me out in my career. That's what he was going to tell Pete. For the people watching, Mike acknowledged us as his childhood friends and fishing friends, and let Pete just sit there.
Yeah. Well, we do go back another decade before there was a Pete.
Well, you guys were definitely there before me, and it was emotional that he did that. And it was awesome that he recognized you and the other people that he recognized in the room. It's an amazing event, and it's going to be a great event again next year. But that was cool. We got to see all the Molex guys. It's funny. It's an Italian company. Italian run.
Mike's
here in the United
Mike's
States.
the capo. Mike's the capo.
The capo.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get on that team, but those guys must have
Well,
worked something out.
one way we know is to get Mike into the Classic.
Yeah.
So for you aspiring budding anglers, try to follow Mike around and help him out a little bit. Maybe you get some crumbs thrown your way.
Yeah.
What if they get your beak wet?
Except for it violates all the information rules. But other than that, go ahead and help out. But
Hey,
it was great.
Brian, don't we have a contest that we had to wrap up or not? Did anybody even send a picture in?
That didn't work.
That just fell flat.
That didn't work.
It was poorly conceived. There are some pictures. Probably the best one is one of me and Wayne. But
Someone sticking their hand down a toilet,
they win.
Looks like that's the case, man.
All right, toilet
I
guy.
I don't know who else.
That's
sent
incriminating.
anything in, but
It's disgusting.
I'll find something for Eric not to send.
It's probably a picture of Eric fishing after Guggen Squad turds. That's probably what that is. That's probably the explanation of it.
Hey, well, nonetheless,
on that note.
it was a great show. We got to meet all the guys. Appreciate all you guys hanging in there and getting a chance to talk with Mike and all the new Molix guys. Is there any business we got to talk about before we wrap it up, BTC? He's not listening to me at the moment.
BTC, business. Any business?
Is there any,
BTC.
Is there any business? We got anything else on
I
the
heard
agenda?
Andrew Flair was hammering us for something. I don't know if that's true.
Who's Andrew Flair?
He's on the Googans.
Yeah, he's the best.
YouTuber.
He's the best one. Yeah, he's great.
Oh, that's the one you like?
Yeah, he's my favorite. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
No, I don't know if that's true. Somebody sent me something.
I'm sure the guy.
At the end of the day,
as it should be.
They reach kids.
They reach an audience, man.
They reach a big audience of kids. They get kids fishing. There's a certain level of respect I feel they don't show for people that pave the ways above them.
They took like an Ellie rod and they shot it with a gun.
Well, I think
With a
that's
rifle.
all fun, but
Well, I'm saying.
regardless,
wage more.
Regardless.
Hey, my
it's all just
bottom line
jokes.
is with that, the people get to decide, the viewers get to decide, and they decide who they want to watch. So good kudos to the guys on YouTube that have been able to
See, Dave?
accomplish that. Dave
just dipped
thank
out.
you very much for all the off color humor. But we'll catch up with you real soon. Thank you everybody for watching, and thank you even the YouTubers for watching us.
Even
We
the
appreciate
YouTubers.
we appreciate you guys, and we'll be back with another Ike Live. Do we have one on the books, Brian?
Hell no.
We don't have one.
I don't even know when Mike's going to be in town again. He's
Yeah,
going to freaking England.
Yeah, Mike's traveling the
They're fishing
world,
the Classic.
doing his thing prior, and to be announced sometime in the near future about exactly why he's traveling the world. Very exciting stuff.
But thanks to everybody that tuned in and stuck through this complete mess of a show. Thanks to our guests. We had a lot of them tonight.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Thanks to Mikey Balls. Thanks
Mikey
to
Balls was fun, man.
Mark Jeffries.
Mark
Hey,
Jeffries.
everybody tune in to Bass Zone tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll be watching one-on-one live with Wesley Strader and G.
BassZone.com.
Going head-to-head, BassZone.com. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks to TH Marine for putting that on and being part of this show. And thank you, BTC, for getting us up and running on time.
Thanks,
You know,
Brian.
I got help from a man over there.
Thank you, Brian.
You got help from me and everybody else. Thank you, Dave, for being here. Thanks, Mike, and all the guys at Molix. We had a great time doing it. We'll be seeing you guys real soon with another episode of Ike Live before the Classic, I'm sure. We'll talk to you real soon. I'm Pete Gluzak.